What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome. Happy Wednesday, and you have arrived on the final day of our Series E Season 3 qualifiers. My name is Yeso. I will be your host here tonight as we prepare for our final games of qualifying action. It's going to be a certainly fun day today as we've got some very tight competition to follow, and I'm excited to watch all of it. Now, for those of you that may be new and don't know exactly how Series E works, well, I can break it down for you very easily, okay? Series E is a professional Apex Legends open circuit that absolutely anyone can join. We have 5 teams that qualified through our action in Season 2, and we will decide the final teams to fill out our 9-team roster here tonight with our qualifiers. Now, for anybody else that wants to get in on the action, you still can come and compete. Those players that do get drafted, though, will get picked up by one of our 9 partner brands and make $750 a month salary, as well as compete weekly for points and prize money every Tuesday against other open squads, and then every single Wednesday night against the top pros from across North America and Europe. If you and your squad want to get into on the action, make sure to head over to matcherino.com/ESA for all the information that you need. Now, before we get into the stuff I want to talk about tonight, do want to let you know once again that our 10K Invitational is coming up a week from this Saturday, okay? June 19th, 2 p.m. Pacific time, $10,000 on the line, and all kinds of big squads will be there. Some of the squads that we have already announced include It's Timmy's squad, including Nicewig and a prize. We've got Renegades, NRG, CLG, who I'm repping for here today, G2, and Era Eternity, okay? Great lineup there, and even more great teams to come, so you're not going to want to miss that. That'll be live right here at twitch.tv/esportsarena. Again, June 19th, 2 p.m. Pacific time. That is a week from this Saturday. Do not miss out on that. Also, do want to let you know about another thing cool that we do have coming tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Pacific time. Again, here at twitch.tv/esportsarena. We will have the debut episode of Talkin' Tunes with Robert Paulson, a show all about tunes, gaming, and all that kind of stuff. Rob will have special guests on every week, so you're not going to want to miss out on that. That first episode is live here again tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Pacific time. Now, as we look forward to our action here tonight, I want to bring up our cumulative leaderboard of what we've seen so far here in qualifiers. Remember, 3 days done. Tonight is the final night. Just 5 games stand between these teams and deciding who is going to qualify for Season 3. And I have a very interesting tidbit of information for you guys. I know some people. I get some little inside information, and what I can say right now is one of our 4 teams that did qualify automatically based on their results in Season 2 is looking to get signed by a professional org, and that means that a new slot will open up in Season 3. What does that mean for tonight? Well, that means instead of looking at our top 4, right, we're looking here, we got Dudes Line Out, Sign Us Please, Team XOXO, and Skirt, right? Instead of top 4, it will be the top 5 squads that will qualify at the end of tonight for Season 3 of Series E, so that is absolutely huge for these teams. Sign Us Please had a phenomenal night last night. We also saw the boys over on Vets Are Us, who, yes, all the way down here at 9, 68 points right there. They had a pop-off night last night as well. Tons of things to follow. We're looking at FMS and Harbingers here, just on the outside looking in, trying to jump into that 5th place spot. And one thing to note, again, CHR not here tonight. So very small gap here for FMS and Harbingers to jump into that 5th place spot. It seems to be a very tight race. FMS, Harbingers, and then Vets Are Us, if they can have another strong night here tonight, are certainly the favorites to grab that last spot. Meanwhile, if your Dudes Line Out, Sign Us Please, XOXO, and Skirt, you're just trying to open up that gap a little bit more. Give yourself some breathing room here, because there's certainly a possibility, right? If Skirt has a rough night, which we saw from them once last week, they could drop out of here. It's a very easy gap to make up here for the likes of an FMS or a Harbinger. So tons of huge storylines here to follow tonight. Tons of teams to keep an eye on, and just, again, 5 games remaining here in our qualifiers, so it promises to be a very exciting night of action. I'll be here to break down all of our post-game stats and all of that good stuff, but I'm ready to hand it over to the men on the mic. We got Jamerson and T-Squared here. Once again, let's get into our final night of Series E qualifiers.
Series E.
Series E.
Series E. Apex Legends.
Apex Legends.
Series E. Series E. Apex Legends.
Series E Apex Legends starts right now.
All right, welcome everybody to Series E. It's our final day of qualifiers here for Season 3, and we had some big news like Yeso said before, Tom. We have one additional slot opening up, leaving it up open now for 5 teams to make it into Season 3.
I can't wait to see what teams, made it through, because there's a whole qualification process just to get to this point. So is Two Brains, One Controller going to play amazing? Vets or Us? These are teams that are very seasoned in the ALGS, that are very seasoned in Series E. Those are teams that I'm looking out for, but we have a lot of new teams and a lot of new opportunities, first timers that are going to be in Series E, and I think that's really exciting for them.
Yeah, definitely here. And really, if we're going to be talking about some of the great talent that we've been seeing on display, one thing we have to talk about was the performances of our top 2 teams from last night. And so we're looking at teams Sign Us Please and Vets Are Us. Sign Us Please, they played last Thursday and last night as well. And across those 2 nights, they found themselves in second place after 3 nights of competition. And then, of course, Vets Are Us. They took the win last night with 68 points, and now they put themselves in the running after 1 night of competition. That's missing out on 9 games overall, but they're still in the running to try and make it into Series E.
And they sweeped up a lot yesterday. I mean, they won 4 out of the 5 games when the 2 teams that you're talking about. So watch out for Sign Us Please, watch out for Vets Are Us, because they're taking a lot of the points in this lobby. And we're looking at, teams like Skirt. We're looking as we look at the format, but Skirt only had about 27 points last night. So in terms of being comfortable in that 4th spot, I wouldn't get too comfortable. I would like to see a little bit more from them tonight.
That's right. Any one of our teams really can have a standout day with 5 matches left to go. In those 5 matches last night, Sign Us Please had something like 50 some odd points. Vets Are Us at 60 some odd points as well, 68 points as well. And so there's still a lot left open here. Let's take a look at all of the competitors tonight for our final day of competition. And we do have Vets Are Us returning once again. We have to remember that we did have our qualifying games to lead up into this lobby. Nicolas Cage matches in here, 6xZs, Harbingers, FMS, all these teams that are competing there. Team XOXO, they are currently in 3rd place with 109 points, but we know that the middle of the pack, if any 2 teams have really good performances, they can easily kick them out. And so you cannot rest whatsoever. You have to give it your all today.
Yeah, and I'm looking. I don't see Skirt. I don't see Two Brains, One Controller. Nicolas Cage match is definitely a team to watch out for. I mean, great name, but also great players overall. And like we were talking about, 5 spots are open. So I think that realistically, I'm only looking at maybe 1 or 2 that are on lockdown. I'm really confident in Sign Us Please. I'm really confident in Team XOXO. I'm going to have to see more from the other teams that are trying to hold on their spots, honestly.
Right, that's right. There's only a finite amount of points across the 5 games. You could try to respawn farm all you want, but there's still a finite number of points. And so we'll see if any teams that are dominant like we had last night, Vets Are Us, along with Sign Us Please, who had just basically mopped the lobby in the last 3 or 4 games. But here we go, headed into the first game of the night. These last 5 games, that's all that matters. This is where you secure your spot in Season 3 of Series E. $750 per player. You get all that cool partner swag as well. So much on the line, as well as competing every single week up against some of the best Apex Legends teams. On board with Dudes Night Out, who are our current cumulative leaders in 1st place with 150 points, and they are dropping over here by staging.
I'm really curious to see who went over towards Thermal Station, because I was looking at that POI, and that's actually where it's going to end. So that's going to be, again, Renegade and their team. They finally got a landing spot. So good for them, because they couldn't find one yesterday. And what better than you can't find a landing spot yesterday. Now you get one of the best POIs. No one was taking Thermal Station, which was super surprising. They were one of the last teams to jump out of the plane. They're going to take it, and they're going to get an ending there. So this is actually a full 3-person Halo squad, all 3 former Halo pros.
And when we take a look at some of our top teams as well, and teams that we're keeping an eye on, it looked like Sorting Factory went on over to Vets Are Us. We also have, of course, Sign Us Please that are dropping over at Fragment West. So these teams that performed really well got huge priority drop spots last night, and they will secure tonight as well. And so they might be able to continue that performance. We had some Thermal Station circles yesterday, and we had all of our teams competing well. One of them, of course, again, Sign Us Please, I believe, was able to get a win over there. But we're now on board with Nicolas Cage match, another team that's on that bubble. They're in 8th place right now with 72 points. Remember, 5th place, CHR, are not in the running. They have 91 points overall. And so they are going to get kicked out. I'm just going to be completely honest here. They're just not going to make it into Season 3.
And there's a team right here that most likely is going to be. So we're going to see how they're going to play. They had a pretty interesting game that was over towards Thermal Station yesterday, where they got knocked by 2 Brains 1 Controller. They get right back up, and they end up getting top 3 in that situation. So they picked up a lot of kill points. They picked up a lot of placement points along the way. And all of those are really crucial. But this zone is pretty tough right now. I really think that Octane, the bounce pad's great, but this is totally a Valkyrie circle. If you get that scan over towards Thermal, you want to be flying there instantly. So in my opinion, they're a little late. We'll see how they're going to be able to get here, and they have a really, really far rotation. So they're most likely just going to play edge the entire time, and then come in from a very weird angle, maybe like high tree area.
All right, we got Kupski, Mooman, and Echo over here at No Name currently with a team ahead of them, and kind of want to cut them off. They've got the pings down over at Thermal Station as well, and Echo just threw out some shots just to keep that team at bay. They're going to have double jump pads, by the way, if they spot the one that was thrown down just beforehand, and so they should be able to catch up, but looks like they might actually have someone in their way playing on top of that choke.
And we have a fight over here. I think looks like No Competition is trying to clamber up over towards the donut, but they're hitting their heads on each other. So it's going to get hot over here pretty soon. They're going to have to pick which spot they want to play in Thermal. And if this is going to be the spot, we'll see what type of weapons they have. Renegade has a really aggressive combination right there with the R9 Volt, as he should. But Triton and Musa are going to need something a little bit more pokey. They're going to have something, like a charge rifle, scout, something along those lines. If everyone has that same combination, this is not going to be a good building to hold, because you can see portals happening. People are going to start holding that building. People are going to go all the way towards the south and start holding back there too. So there it is. Musa with the scout. This is going to be great for them.
Unfortunately for him, though, he's got less than 100 ammo in reserve for that gun. And so with the team that dropped here at Thermal Station, this was the loot that you ended up getting. This is pretty much the loot that you're going to be playing with for the rest of the game, unless you get a kill. So it is kind of necessary for them to try and get aggressive on these squads.
Psycho
Squad
play.
that are now trying to go in for that deep pocket, but they're getting shot up the entire way. Triton's already down, and Musa the man is just charging forward without the rest of his team to support him. Renegade might be behind him. We'll see if he can actually get on top of him. Bubble's already been used for Triton as he's healing on up, and Renegade is just full sending it on this one. You can see the port has been used by that squad, and so many nades are coming down. Renegade almost getting tagged by that R-Star. He saw his life flash before his eyes for just a moment there, but he said he's all right, and they will continue to chase them out. And I love this aggression. Blight and Pop Bottles going down. No Competition needed these kills. They got him, and they need this loot. This is perfect for them now. They have one of the best spots here.
Absolute psychos. I'm not sure what they think this is. They're just full sending into the back of the building, like just nut jobs, not worried about getting third partied, and they win that so fast that it doesn't even matter. So good for them. They need a lot of points to qualify, and that's how you start it off, is by just wiping anyone that comes into your area. So Nick Cage match, they're still over towards the Skyhook side. You can see they've already got one down, and they're feeling good about this situation here. Double gold armor, so definitely look out for these guys.
19 squads remaining here. Might be 18 soon. It is, as Sung does fall. Icy River picking that one up. Always Senpai wants to make it 17 here as they continue to chase down this squad. These jump pad kind of positionings, or how it ends up on the ground, has been so funky across the last 2 days. It's been funny to see. But yeah, Always Senpai continue to give chase as this duo, it looks like, has ran off into the market side, and it's ring number 1. They can chase for as long as they want, really.
I feel like Senpai is the fastest Gibby ever. Like, just look at his movement. He's hitting all the right slides at the right time. And it's nice to see. Like, you don't understand, like, unless you're playing Apex at the really highest level, if you could just use every single little hill to your advantage and you hit that quick slide off the end, you start speed boosting so fast, and you can hunt players down like that. So he's just going at it, and they're going to hunt him down for sure. It looks like teams are setting up over towards the train side, which doesn't really make any sense. This team is going to gatekeep a lot of different teams. This is a pretty important rotation, and this is going to be a really popular spot for third parties.
Yeah, Sushi has the triple take. We had the 50-50 on Flinzer as well, and so they can play the range for now, honestly. If they do some critical damage, the jump pad would come out from Sushi. He's on the wrong side of the tracks, though, as he would need to rejoin his squad. And there's a lot of long-distance poke for this squad.
And they're looking for kills. I mean, that's what a lot of these teams are doing at this point. They've done the math. They realize the situation. I wouldn't be surprised if it's a lot more fast paced. We've obviously seen that by Renegade and his team charging, but there's a situation now where teams are going to start to get desperate, especially since there's 2 spots available now, or even more than that. I mean, we have 5 spots. So I really think that there's 2 or 3 that are open right now, and we'll see who ends up getting those. We'll see if it's going to be who I think may end up taking it. Jamerson, who do you got? I don't want to say first. I have to think about this. Let me look at the teams.
I think this first game is really going to be tell more than anything else, but with the fact that a team like 2 Brains 1 Controller isn't here is, I think, a very important note. You know, like, they were starting to slowly pick things up, and I felt like this might have just been finally their day where they stabilized. But hey, talking about stabilized, US Army Esports is going down right now as Namitsu is the only one left alive for his squad. He does get a knock onto 1, but here comes Team XOXO for the third party, getting shot up from the sniper post in the middle of thermal station as they try to come in for the third party here. But it looks like 6XZs will finish them off. Will XOXO be able to pick up the rest of them, though, as nades does go down, and they'll be able to secure that thirst onto him.
They play so well together. I guarantee they also have multiple team compositions that they're able to run too, because all of these players are extremely talented. So looking at the list, though, going back to what we were talking about, I really think Nick Cage Match has this one locked down. They're at 72 points before this day started. I think that it's going to be right around 100 points to get in. And I think they're more than capable of dropping, what, 28 points? I think they're going to drop way more than that tonight.
All right, we have a better look at the circle now. It is continuing to pull over to thermal station. Number of circles that it can go up to there, as we have a 3-team pileup going on over at Harvester currently. Sign Us Please has taken a pit stop to utilize those the crafting, and 3 teams were actually coming down. You can see 2 of them moving out of the choke right now, and Sign Us Please, you know, even though they're in a pretty comfortable position, they're in second place right now. You know, they're going to risk it all for the biscuit here as they continue to push. The bubble's already been used by this squad. The jump pad has been used by Sign Us Please, and they're just out in the middle of the open. This is what Sign Us Please want. Hitting for the flesh now, getting the knock on to the Gibraltar, and they're just going to go ahead and full send it off of this one. They do have to close some distance here, and that's why the defensive bombardment does go down. There is no resting for that squad. As you can see, Wicked even staying on top, keeping a good eye around him, as there's multiple squads in the area. It's one to their west, one to their south as well, but they will be able to pick up these kills. An additional one going down for Synced.
This team is just so much fun to watch. If this is your first time watching Sign Us Please, we'll enjoy, because they are going to, if they stay together as a team, I think that they'll be in Series E for a very, very long time, because all of these players are really they complement each other perfectly in terms of their play style, the legends that they play, and just their teamwork, really. So they are going to thrive in the open day. Once they make it in, they're going to get tons of kills on the open day, but they're also going to be able to learn a lot on the pro days and realize that, hey, do they have the confidence to run around and kill all the pro teams on the edge of the zone like they do against the open teams? We'll see. I mean, they could end up being a lot like Team Sentinels, in my opinion, in terms of their play style.
RCO got into a fight over here. Is that same building, Team XOXO, winning that one out. They did have 1 knocked, but they should be safe. They did a good job of just kind of clearing out this side of the zone, and so it's going to be a safe rest for them. But yeah, talking about Sign Us Please, I mean, they do have a lot of competitive experience. They did take some breaks, but, you know, they were there for the preseason, Susquehanna Sonics with Android Dream. So this is a team you do not want to mess with, and this is another squad you don't want to mess with. You got Crummy, Strictly, and Kim Chi Lee coming in, picking up these kills on the south side of the zone right now. Vets R Us had a huge night last night with 68 points, and they want to continue this, but Strictly does go down. He almost gets thirsted there. Luckily for him, Crummy is a buddy, and he's there to help him out, and gets the res as well.
Really like the way this team plays together too, and when you throw Revenant in there, it's just a whole nother thing that you have to be worried about. I mean, a lot of teams just aren't really used to playing against it. I mean, in ranked, yeah, but in tournaments, Not really, and especially when you're the only Revenant in the lobby, it makes things just a little bit easier. Teams will kind of single you out once they know what you're doing, but let's see what Sinus Please is doing because they're looking for another edge fight. Sync takes a ton of damage over there. He should be good behind this building. Tempest should be able to pop Beast of the Hunt if he has it and start scanning here very shortly, and this is just going to be a straight up fight, and they may have to rotate out. I mean, depends on the amount of players that are in the vicinity, but this is a pretty bad angle to take in general, so they may want to just think of getting out of here no matter what.
Wicked with 6 damage off from being able to get that Evo shield up to red, but he is going to have to bat here, and luckily for him, there's an additional bat inside as the full send coming out from Nick Cage match versus Sign Us Please right now. Bubble's been used, but roof control is there for Sign Us Please. Big shots coming up from Oi Senpai, but he has to back off as Season 1 Wingman has been cracked out as well, dropped down to about 10 HP. Sign Us Please losing out on 2, and it's all up to Wicked and Nick Cage match. Take them out.
I just think that angle is really bad and horrible to fight with no matter who you're going against, and then once you end up going against one of the better teams in here that's trying to make their way into the spot in a Series E right next to you, that's a huge send right there from Nick Cage match. Honestly, they felt really confident about the situation. They saw that they were fairly split, and once you get that advantage, you're gonna get sent on like that. So that was just pretty impressive play from Nick Cage match, honestly.
Pretty big development here for our teams overall. We're trying to make it into top 5. Sign Us Please and Team XOXO knocked out right now, and so when you're looking at teams like Vets R Us and Nick Cage match, they love to see that. That means they're able to grow or at least cut down on the lead that those two teams had beforehand. And so now an awesome position here is Vets R Us really to build off the momentum from last night. Here's Nick Cage match trying to make their way into the zone, but they are being gate kept now. Bubble has been used, and Oi Senpai will fall. That's going to be Sleepy Panda picking that one up. Season 1 Wingman has not been able to recover, and he will fall next. Shinny PC left in 1v3 here as Dudes Night Out are coming in for the third party. Looks like there's maybe 6 teams involved here. There's so many bodies on the ground, but Skittle Cake, Stoop, they'll be able to clean this one up. Triangle going down, so yeah, there's multiple teams funneling through this choke right now, and it's going to be Dudes Night Out that come up with some major points. They are still our lobby leader right now, especially with these kill points.
That's just ridiculous. They were waiting for that opportunity. You pretty rarely get that many teams filtered into that spot just like that, and you could see just a graveyard of death boxes. Unfortunate that they didn't really heal on Nick Cage match's side. They had gold armor. They didn't even hit syringes or anything like that, so they must have got caught off guard, maybe still looting or something along those lines. But that's a tough break for all those players, but a great job by Dudes Night Out. As we take a look at Vets R Us, really the team to look out for. I believe they're still just kind of playing the edge of the zone here. And really what you're talking about, Jamerson, is perfect for them because the teams that they need to lose, a majority of them have been taken out besides Dudes Night Out, who's already in first place.
They're set up in a pretty decent spot right now. They do have jump pads to get across this valley as well. The Fiends, though, they're the ones set up in the sniper post, getting some decent damage off. You can see some random. He's all out of ammo, though. 30 shots total on that G7 Scout, and so he's got to make these count if he wants that red Evo before we go into the late game, and he's only going to be able to rely upon that Mastiff unless he gets himself something to use. But you can see this ring continuing to pull over to the western side of Thermal Station, and so that platform, the pipeline platform, is going to be open. If only you can convert some of those arrows into some ammo for yourself, but some random, you can see he's a little bit more hesitant to ring out some shots now because he is down to those 30 shots.
Lemur, the light ammo hog, did you see that? He was rocking like 150 over here in his R301 and trying to give his boy some scout shots. They are fiends. Dude's Night Out with some knocks over here. They're going to be cleaning up over here on the thermal side. You can see there's a couple of teams that have filtered over here and they haven't even fought. And Dude's Night Out is just going to crack this party open over here.
I gotta imagine, where are Vets R Us? They were playing on the south side of the zone. Have they already moved on over towards the other side here? You might run into Dudes Night Out very shortly. It's FMS playing over at the Circle building. They've got one above them as well. Another squad, as Moss is just on door duty, making sure no one comes out. He is going to be the bouncer for this one, but you typically want the bigger dude there. You want the Gibraltar or something. but Mollis can, of course, always get away. Vets R Us now pushing with the Death Totem now. They've already been cleared and sent back, and so they've got to be careful playing on the south side now. Dudes Night Out can push up at any moment, but it looks like they've got their own fight over here at the jungle gyms as they've gotten a knock on to Lemur, and they do have the man advantage, almost finishing off one more. Takes to the jump pad, but oh, that is some beautiful tracking coming out from Verhulst there.
That was really nice shots, honestly. I mean, it's it's hard not to laugh when someone's bounce padding when they're down and now to see if he's gonna be able to track this player. Oh, no bubble coming up, and that's some random dropping down, probably out of ammo as well. And Dudes Night Out just cleaning up over here. I'm curious to see where the teams in the back are. So they're still in the back. They're making their way over there. And we have, what, a couple of broken teams too. So a couple of rats around. And I'm not sure, did Crummy and Vets R Us make it out? Are they alive still?
I believe they did. They just got a kill onto onto Renegade Squad. There it is, as Dupe gets that thirst for them. And like I said, Vets R Us might actually face off against Dudes Night Out now, as Dudes Night Out want to pick up as many kills as possible. Trying answers back, taking out Crummy, and Moose of the Man gets finished off. But I don't
just
think
a knock.
Dudes Night Out were actually keeping an eye on that. With the knock, they could have gone in for the third party, but now when you're this close to the late game, it's so much more important to survive up against basically every other position. If you survive against another squad, that's going to be an additional point, 2, 3. And so very important to maintain your composure in this late game.
And you don't even know if they have a gold bag at that point. It could be bait, and you would really want a team to charge into your bubble in that type of situation, depending on the weapons that you have. But you can see EVA 8 for Dupe. That's going to be really strong towards this end game. It's a tough break for Renegade and his squad, because I was thinking that the donut would have been a huge play early, but then they charged over towards the back, and maybe when they charged towards the back, someone ended up taking that donut building. But once you're over here, you can see the amount of teams and players that are just basically posted up here that are going to have to run. And I kind of like the positioning that we're talking about for Dudes Night Out and for Vets R Us. They're kind of on the outside waiting for these two teams to fight, and they'll pick up the kills.
Right now, Wizzy, though, is trying to rat this one out for 6xZs. He's right next to Dudes Night Out, unfortunately. And he's going to run out of cover. He is spotted out and gets taken out just like that. We're down to our top 5 squads. It is going to be full squads as well, as we have a full push now coming out from Boney Tony's and his squad, as Icy River pushes up as well. But they have taken so much damage. Dudes Night Out want to get involved in this, but they have to be careful pushing, because there's another team right now to their side. Bubbles have been used from either team. Now we're down to our top 3 squads. Dudes Night Out, Vets R Us, and a duo running around. As you can see, Dudes Night Out, they've got the scan onto them as well, and Vets R Us are getting benched. They've got the duo, I believe, to their north, and they're paying a lot of attention to that. And so this scan does give it away. The flank is there for them. Do they have the bubble? They've taken a lot of damage. Has not been thrown out quite yet. And you can see Dudes Night Out are poised to try and push up. Beautiful arc star coming out from Skittlecakes to take out Strictly. Now Vets R Us are crumbling. The bubble has been used, but Crummy has fallen, and it's all up to Kimchi Lee, I believe, in this one to try and survive for top 2 at the very least. But it's only a matter of time. He's getting hunted down on that Revenant, and he's just slip sliding around, but he's going into another full squad. That's going to be Icy River. Excuse me, not a full squad. It's just a duo. Dudes Night Out have this in the bag. They've got so many kills as well. The Kraber no scope to finish it all off. Dudes Night Out with a massive game number 1 here. They're already in first place, but they want more.
Glad we got the Kraber shot at the end, just the cherry on the top for Dudes Night Out. I mean, the third party that they had over towards the choke, and then they just started steamrolling into Thermal, and it didn't stop. I'm curious to see how many kills they had.
Yeah, it was. We saw at least 10, but you got to imagine they had much more than that. And so we're going to go ahead and take a short break. When we get back, we'll have game number 2 of our final day of qualifiers after this.
Verses coming daily under pressure. Working on the plot and the scheme. The true trademark is at the edge of your dreams. Yeah. One shot, now the future is yours. I'm turning dreams into reality. In the lab with the formula and chemistry. Your memories spark and motivate and make the industry shake. Put the bars in the brakes. I'm talking one chance at the soul. Doors for the go. It's one shot. Now the future is yours. Go.
Imagine you love frosting and filling.
I do love frosting and filling.
Oh, well, imagine if there was a way to enjoy that delicious goodness anywhere, anytime, out of the toaster, out of the box, out of one of those baggy thingies, with nothing but a thin layer of foil between you and...
Pasta.
Yes, Curtis. This is a commercial about pasta.
I love it.
Frosting and filling for your pasta.
I like pesto.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Yeso here inside the Esports Arena Orange County studio. In game one, all done. And a little bit of disrespect there from Skittlecakes with that point-blank Kraber no-scope to finish off the game. Dudes Night Out take the first dub here, and they'll continue to build on that lead they have at the top of our cumulative leaderboard. Duplex trying to re-qualify here for Season 3 of Series E. Let's check out our post-game stats here for the first game of the day. Obviously, Dupe leading the way, trying to play here in Series E once again, and that's the kind of performance you need to grab your spot, so great work from them. Skittlecakes, not only does he get the kill to secure the win, he gets 8 overall, grabs kill leader in this first one, and it's full DNO representation as we got Verholst here on the end, just south of 2,500 damage for that first game. That's a pop-off from DNO. Real strong performance for them here, and obviously they've got to be feeling really comfortable. They came into the night, as I mentioned at the top of the show, in first place on our cumulative standings, and with a win like that, that's at the very least 20 points. I don't even know how many kills Duplex and Verholst got combined, but that's at least 20 points just from placement and what Skittlecakes was able to do. So that is a huge win to start the night, and they've definitely got to be feeling really comfortable with just 4 games remaining. We still have a lot more action to cover when we come back. Jamerson and T-Squared will check out our Mobile 1 leaderboard and get you ready for game number 2.
I wasn't born in the spotlight. Nah. Had to grind and shine like a star on a hot night. And something about the struggle now resides in my muscles. And every trial and trouble helped to hang my hustle. Real rock stars don't chase the spotlight. It chases them.
All right, welcome back, guys, to Series E. We had Dudes Night Out taking the first win of the evening, but we have to note Vets R Us had a top 3 finish with a number of kills as well. They were in 9th place before that first game. So let's go ahead and take a look at the Mobile 1 leaderboard to see where they stand now. Teams like Sign Us Please and XOXO went down a little bit early, and it's Dudes Night Out with a huge game, 18 kills. In game number 1, Tom.
They're slaying out. I mean, they're showing what they're made of too, and they're not afraid to run through the lobby and get aggressive. And I think that the teams that could have been on their death screen there once they got taken out are going to get even more confident. So this lobby is going to have a lot of fighting in it. Yesterday, we had a much more slower pace, and now we're at a point where everybody knows the math that they need and how many points they need to get. So they're just going to start full sending it. And the teams need to be prepared to, fight against each other, just like how I really feel like Nicolas Cage match was going up against Sign Us Please when they just, were charged up in there. I was really impressed with the way that they did that. And I think that now all the teams after that first game are going to be ready to fight.
Important thing to note. So in the cumulative leaderboard, of course, Team Skirt and CHR, they were in the 4th and 5th place. They still are for now, but they're not actually, they didn't actually make it through the qualifiers tonight to play in the finals lobby. And so these are two teams that are not going to be advancing up in points throughout the evening. That leaves a room open. You can see FMS is just 3 points off from sending CHR down. Harbingers is right there as well. Nicolas Cage match and Vets R Us. We'll have these updated in just a moment, but Vets R Us are basically within striking distance of top 5 as well. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Mobile One high performance moment of that final game. And this is what we were talking about, Dudes Night Out. They just look so proficient in their team fighting. They were able to get the flank onto Vets R Us, and with the power of the Bloodhound, they just took them apart.
Really, I'm looking at this leaderboard, and I agree with everything you're saying. It's really going to come down to Vets R Us, Nick Cage match, Harbingers, and FMS, and we didn't get a chance to see too much of those two other teams in there. So, you have to get towards these end circles. You have to pick up a lot of points, but the pace of this is going to be, I'd be surprised if the teams slow it down. Really, I think that teams are going to start getting pretty aggressive, and they're going to start fighting. Based on just the way Dudes Night Out played that, you could see they're not afraid to fight. And look at the headshot Kraber at the very end. So it's really fun to watch these certain play styles that are coming in, and I want to see actually more of Dudes Night Out and how their play style is. They were doing something that TSM kind of does. They play in a spot where they are in an area where they know they're going to get a lot of kills, but they're still also by the end zone. So they're gatekeeping a lot of teams, waiting for third parties, and then they're going to go and just swoop in and then be in the final circle at the end by playing edge.
Yeah, no, they did that expertly. That northern side of the zone early on, playing the choke points, really being able to utilize the power position, pick up a lot of kills. And when we say a lot, it was a 30-point game for them. That's 18 kills that they got there. And it was a very strong one. And that's important because that took a lot of points away from the rest of the lobby. I mean, when you have two teams fragging out, that's a lot of other teams not getting those kills. And so it makes it that much harder for them to try and get up. But of course, Vets R Us, they did have a decent performance, 15 points overall, their top 3 finish for themselves. So I believe that's 8 kills to them. And now let's go ahead and head into game number 2 of the evening. We have 4 more left to go here for our final nights of qualifiers. And so time is starting to run out for a lot of our teams. We need to see some big performances out of them.
And that should put Vets R Us ahead of Nick Cage match. So it's going to be interesting to follow exactly what happens between those teams. As we happen to hop on board with Echo Academy, haven't had an opportunity to see much of them, but we got the Moo Man in here, and also Life of the Bloodhound too for Dudes Night Out, having the most damage, and your teammates get all of the kills. So you feel that, man.
Echo Academy, I believe, went down fairly early in that last game, but they've got a pretty big split as they do have the northeast side of the zone right now. All aim, no brain over here at Lava Fissure. As it looks like they might have taken some damage. I don't know if they were maybe running through lava or something, but for the time being, they can at least count their lucky stars that they don't have a team like 2 brains, 1 controller over at Countdown. It's actually going to be, oh boy, never mind. They've got another big scary team over at Countdown instead. So I thought they were playing over at Frag West, but instead, Sign Us Please are now over at Countdown today. And so they can move in. We see the circle pulling over there as well early on to go for a fight.
I'm curious to see how they're going to play that with the circle pulling directly onto them. And you can see Pop Bottles just gets the finish right there on the Tyler. But I'm pretty sure it's going to pull towards Countdown, but the question is do you want to, set up and wait for teams come to you, or are you going to play different types of chokes? I'm sure they'll figure it out. That's why I'm sitting here talking about it. But personally, I would go around looking for kills and see what you can do in that type of situation, and then kind of fall back as All Aim No Brain actually gets dropped. Song is going to get traded out. Pop Bottles is there with the Hemlock, which we don't get a chance to see as much anymore. And Blight hits the flank with the Volt. So really nice play and just coordination coming in from All Aim No Brain.
Yeah, just setting up that drone just in case to get a little bit of extra additional information if someone tries to push while they go for this loot. Doesn't look like there's an armor swap for Sung, or that team might have just been on all whites or something here. So on board with Stick Drift OP, who are making a push over at Refinery now. Team is split up as Flinzar is trying to push up. He is on the stairs now as the nades went out for Infidelity, and they get the knock. Lightstar Joe going down. Sushi pushing up to go ahead and pick up that thirst for his squad. And now it's going to come down to a 3v2, as Always Sent by himself finds himself in a fight as well. So a lot of fighting here. Like you said, Tom, it's the final day. Teams need to just go for broke, pick up as many points as possible, try to have huge pop-off games like Dude's Night Out had in game number 1.
It cracks me up. Their team name, absolutely hilarious. If you ever had stick drift in your controller, that's the absolute worst. But then when I was checking with that team name to see if all 3 would stand still when they looted, and they did, so they're not faking their name. Good job.
And we all know the struggle. We all have a switch, I imagine, at this point. But here's Nick Cage match now, full pushing onto the squad. They already pushed into the cart as well, and just narrowly missing out as they go for the peak now. But there it is. Season 1 Wingman is able to clean up the squad. They need to go ahead and hurry up and reset. The third parties are coming out. Here's Moonshrooms. They had one big pop-off game last night. We're not able to recreate it. EMP going down. The armor swap should be there for the team. They're also getting funneled back into the tunnel, it seems like. Or actually just stuck inside the car. Angle set up for Dresvax, and they're going to be able to get the first knock. Always Senpai going down. Shitty PC next. And Moonshrooms are able to take them out. Very unfortunate for that squad.
Moonshrooms is a pretty decent squad. I mean, we haven't had a chance to see much of them. They're not on the overall leaderboard point in terms of points-wise, but you're right. They had a pop-off game. They've showed a lot of potential. That EMP was absolutely perfect, and then the collapse and the Spitfire shots were really catching them off guard. So just a really nice collapse in general, and I think they were able to fend off the rest of these teams coming through too, is unfortunately not able to pick up the loot.
Yeah, you can see all the death boxes here. And that EMP really just slowing things down. It's ODST that came in for like the 4th or 5th party here that pick up all the loot though. So you can see Toronto sitting on, well, I mean, first and foremost, we have to talk about the Bangalore, but yeah, has that purple armor for himself along with the blues. Over here by Train Yard though, 6XZ is in absolute poverty as they're sitting on white armors. And you know, if they want to play train, I understand it. This is probably the best position if you got the white armors to try and poke out and get those upgraded. But man, I have to wonder where they were dropping to just walk out with those with the 3 white armors.
Kid dropped train.
True.
Honestly, then they just circled around. I don't know. It seems pretty unlucky at that point, but train definitely not the best loot in general. Dudes Night Out, they're still posted up over here. And teams are going to start sending it, and they're going to resend over here. White just gets immediately knocked. The shots from skills are ridiculous.
Again, we love seeing that Valkyrie pop into her passive, pop the piece, and instantly give him the deuces there with that Eva 8 taking him out. And Dudes Night Out, they're not slowing down whatsoever. Neither is this lobby. We're down to 15 squads already. Round 1 is only halfway done closing as well.
Definitely called it. I mean, it's going to continue to be like this probably the entire time, and it's going to get even faster and faster. And the team that I'm looking for is Vets R Us, because the faster pace the lobby, if you're going to be, you know, playing the way that you are, this is the best opportunity, especially with the composition that you have. So I'm looking out for them to kind of pick up the pace in general, and a lot of the lobby is going to determine that. But Dudes Night Out's going to meet them too. They're going to play aggressive, and they get whenever they get any type of opportunity. Whenever they see the advantage, they're going to go and push that. So they're going to hold this area for quite some time. Any third parties that come through, they're going to come cleaning up, and they're going to be sitting pretty for a while.
Yeah, they have a lot of armor swaps. You saw also nades on nades on nades thrown down on the ground as well. ODST, it seemed like the team tried to get aggressive on them, but they're just going to go ahead and completely back away from this one, surprisingly enough. I mean, you gotta imagine that they had some good loot to fight. No competition, though, in a fight, as Musa the Man and Triton already picking up 2 kills, and that's the full team wide. But here is the third party. Renegade does go down. It's gonna be the Fiends to pick this one up.
Now the Fiends won't run out of ammo because they have a lot of loot that they can use, and nice to see them playing the edge of the zone, coming through with some third parties. They were stuck in the top of Thermal last game, not really finding much, taking it, you know, as if the zone was going to end directly on them. Unfortunately, those zones are pretty hard to predict, so they're going to be running around, hopefully picking up some more kills as this game goes on. Stick Drift OP over towards Survey Camp. Scans are going to come out, and Bangalore smokes are going to be popped, so a longbow. I don't think anyone's seen this in quite some time. Longbow Eva 8. Interesting combo here.
Yeah, what are you, Nocturnal? Is Flinzar now does have the juke out, and I don't know if they remember how to actually juke a lot of this Bangalore damage. Flinzar is just going to go ahead and tank that one up, but ODST now on the low ground. Can they push off of that? Flinzar has already been able to full heal with that bat. Will throw down defensive bombardment. He gets tagged from the side. Another team actually showing up here. They have to get out. Their bubble's already gone. We'll have it in another few seconds. It looks like they are safe. Again, it's all about which teams decide to fully engage in this fight. We're already down to 13 squads.
Doesn't want to give up on this. He keeps coming back like he's going to pick up some kills. So they're interested in fighting. They have the long range, and if they get some sort of double snipe, then they're going to be able to collapse on a knock immediately. So they're sticking around, trying to pick up some kill points here. It's still just zone number 2, so they can play the edge for a while, and I'd say they could be here for another minute before they have to actually make a play, especially with only 13 squads left. So teams are going to keep fighting and continue to look for their opportunities. We'll see if Infidelity is going to be able to get any type of scans, because we can see the player outlines where people are across the balloon, but they're not able to recognize that. So they're just wondering where people are right now.
They'll have another jump pad as well, and if they need to somehow get onto the balloon, they can utilize that. It's ODST left. They lost out on Sleepy Panda, but they do have the banner. They need to try and recover him and get him back into the game and do it with enough time to try and get some loot. But they're being a little bit hesitant now, but oh boy, this is a bad sign. They have another team in the area, by the way. Remember, we had Stick Drift OP not too far away on the south side of Survey Camp. As soon as they see that respawn plane come in, they're going to go ahead and full send it on that squad.
And I like the way that they're positioning on the roof here, but the problem is this fight has to happen really, really quick right now for Echo. If they get a lot of damage, they're going to have to send 2 people on it, but you're not going to really get that opportunity unless the other team really pokes out over towards that door, or if they start deciding they want to send it towards you. Some really nice shots there from Echo. They may send it off there. There it is. That's what they were looking for, and they're going to go in on this.
Right, they didn't use jump pad there, but they do have the bubble down at the very least. They'll need to crack that door open. Looks like that Wraith should have been able to full heal out, and they're just going to go ahead and call it here. They cannot take this fight anymore. Echo Academy instantly getting out now as they weren't able to get the entry kill, and they just call it there. Mooman will just go ahead and hoof it to the rest of his team, and surprisingly, he took little damage. It was all Kubsky that tanked a lot of that. Scans going down. Here's the defensive bombardment as well, as Moonshrooms now are sending it here on that respawn, I imagine. But I didn't see anyone on the kill feed for ODST, so Moonshrooms lost out on that opportunity. Here's Vets R Us making the push out. They got the knock onto Inos trying to go down, and so ODST were just funneled into Vets R Us, and they'll be able to finish them off.
Vets R Us has been running around looking for some opportunities for kills for a while. They finally find it over towards this epicenter side, and still, again, just round 2, so they're big chilling, and there is a couple more players in the vicinity, so we'll see if they're going to be able to do something with it. You can see the Death Totem is available. They're going to be able to get some extra loot and make sure they have more than enough syringes to make their way out. And there's the teams that they're looking for, gray armor, so they could continue to send this one. They are staying in the zone, which means they have to feel comfortable here, and I think that's where Kimchi Lee's like, all right, I don't have as much heals as you guys. Like, I got to get out of here.
He just missed out on him. The rat is right there on the other side of the wall, but Kimchi Lee, you know, he needs a little help from Tomcat for this one to try and suss that one out, but it looks like they do
Crummy
ultimately get the kill. There it is. Crummy finds it onto Sleepy Panda, taking him out.
I honestly didn't even see that rat either, so that's that's a really good Tomcat rat right there coming in from Sleepy Panda. Vets R Us this is what they need to do. They need to stay on the edge. They need to continue to take fights, and hopefully get lucky with some third parties, because right now you got Dude's Night Out posted up in the middle. That's the probably biggest threat in terms of, you know, teams that could potentially take you out, and that's what you'd like to see. You'd like to see them not, you know, contesting the edge so you could get more kills.
Ooh, Turns is able to take out Echo mid-air there, as Echo Academy just getting chased down. Gibby will be able to finish that off for the Thirst. We had the Replicator being used at our south as well, so another team in the area now is they go ahead and jump pad to try and take the sniper post. There's this player up there actually, so they are chasing after him. He's going to try and hold it, get the bat off, it seems like. Now XOXO are going to be stuck here on the sniper post for a little bit. Because that other team is keeping them at bay.
You almost want to try to have this bubble go down, open up a window Fortnite style and shoot through that thing so you could lay grenades and all the stuff on these players, because they are in a bad spot. I'm not sure why this team runs down towards the choke and puts themselves at a pretty bad situation. They're most likely having to use their bubble throughout all of this. If they don't have it, they're going to be done for. But XOXO is not in that bad of a position. They just need to finish these players off and then, you know, go for that loot and get out of there.
They're getting tagged from every which way, which is the difficulty of playing up here. But I believe I saw Turns throw down a jump pad just before as well. So they might be able to get in. Echo Academy still trying to recover. They are split up right now. Kupski, excuse me, trying to push up with Moo Man. It's going to be Moon Shrooms to pick that one up. Now the rest has to come out for Drezax.
Holy, you don't get more 1 HP than that right there. And Vets R Us now making their way over towards Train side. They've been pretty active coming from the Epicenter side, making their way all the way around over here. And now they find themselves in the Train area, and you want to send on this. You have to continue to go through these teams because this zone is moving, and you have to do something about it. So I'm curious to see what they take route-wise.
Oh, the drop down from the squad up top on the Train. It's a full 3. I wonder if that was the white armor squad that we had earlier on. Crummy took a lot of damage, and so he's going to have to take a moment here to use that bat. I'd like to see if they have the jump pad, and they do, and so Crummy will go ahead and get his team out of there. They try to avoid a lot of this damage. Strictly gets down to about 40 HP. Knocked behind. Wizzy was following behind them, and oh my god, Crummy was able to turn around with a triple take, pick that one up. PK out now for Strictly as he gets the knock on to defeated with the help of Kimchi Lee, and just like that, 6XZs, that was the white armor squad getting cleaned up. They need to recover here. They need to full heal. The third parties are already on its way.
I think that Vets R Us wants a third party to come here. They're not that weak. They could resend this. They have tons of ammo. They have tons of momentum coming in throughout all of this. And there's also multiple fights going on near them. So they could potentially third party on this and continue to clean up. This is exactly what they need. FMS obviously down one with Finicky. So Silence tries to send it up the rope, and now it's just up to Mollis here, popping a Phoenix kit.
If he can grab these beacons, he can hit the banner right there, but he cannot. Vets R Us are continuing their push now on it to go down. They've lost out on Strictly as he is bleeding out on the ground currently, but he should be able to hop down with the help of Kimchi Lee, punting him down onto the low, and the res will come out for Strictly. A lot of loot for them to pick up. You can see a lot more fighting taking place as well just to their northeast, and they want to send it again. Jump pad is up for Crummy if they want to send it onto this team after they've stabilized.
Oh man, I wish we could continue to see what was going on with their point of view, because they're popping off right now. I mean, Dude's Night Out's coming around here in the corner trying to get some kills, but really Vets R Us needs these points, and they've been getting pretty lucky with the way that things have been maneuvering around them. I want to see what their rotation is going to be in, because Dude's Night Out is going to be in a good spot, and Vets R Us, let's see what they're going to do in these type of situations. They use a lot of their utility. I want to see if Kimchi Lee possibly has the death totem. I haven't seen him go into that for quite some time. Crummy should have his jump pad back up too. They're gonna have to they may get gate kept by Team XOXO, but there's so much going on this side of the map, they may be able to just scoot by and pick up kills.
Yeah, XOXO trying to wait to the last moment here. They already have that jump pad down. Malice Mama has taken it. They've got rock coverage here, but it's not in the zone quite yet. They still have a small distance to make it, but they're almost on ahead on collision with Vets R Us, but it doesn't even matter. I think that's Sign Us Please that was tagging them from over there at Countdown. Now we got a team playing inside the car, and that's the bubble being used early on, and they still haven't made it into the zone. Now here's the push out from US Army Esports on some random player, taking them out. Lemur will fall. Third party might come in as the scan does come out here on the edges, but they will be able to get the rest. Vets R Us making their way in, but they're taking so much damage, trying to find some coverage here. They have to back off. Kimchi Lee healing up as well. Strictly did get a knock onto one, but Kimchi Lee will ultimately fall to Dude's Night Out. It's a 1-for-1 exchange though, and they do get the fast res as well. No gold bag unfortunately for him, so he'll have to fully heal up here as Dude's Night Out are just holding this angle. They got the knock onto Strictly, and they want to go ahead and full send it onto them. Crummy has gone down, and Dude's Night Out have their number once again. 2 games in a row. It's all up to Kimchi Lee. We'll see if he can recover, but the nade spam is just so strong coming up from Dude's Night Out. Throughout all of that, Kimchi Lee is still fighting this. You got to knock onto Infidelity. We'll just be able to secure that thirst as well with the help of Dude's Night Out. don't know if he got the armor swap. It looks like he might have gotten one res at the very least. Verholst getting the knock onto Flinzar. Now it's Sign Us Please, who of course dropped here at Countdown. They've been biding their time. They don't have any kills to their name, but they have one of the game-winning positions.
Dudes Night Out is nuts. That was ridiculous. As soon as they saw the advantage, they pushed that immediately. They understood. I don't know how they even necessarily got knocked on the other end, but that was just amazing teamwork and aggression coming through. As now it's going to really come down to, in my opinion, Sign Us Please and Dudes Night Out, who are both sitting at the top of our leaderboards.
40 seconds left to go before this 5th ring closes here, and you can see Sign Us Please have a lot of this platform to play off of, but they have a team just to their south right now they all have to deal with. You have the pings down to make sure that all those bins, that cover, is actually in the zone. EMP going down on top of them, but it looks like they were able to clear the drone as the bubble has been used on the other side. Shots out, going through that arm shield, heading for the red armor here, but they're getting flanked now from behind. They instantly turn around. Drez does fall. It's a 3v2 as Sign Us Please will clean this up easily and go for the armor resets here just in case the third party comes in. But Dudes Night Out trying to hunt down this Octane here. That should be the Rats. Skittle Cake's not over peeking for that one. Dupe is on the low and they have to drop down now. Turns will get finished off. It's our final 3 squads. The Rat has been exterminated. Dudes Night Out, Sign Us Please. And who is the 3rd squad left in this lobby?
I believe that's U.S. Army Esports, according to their tags. So thanks for using your tags. Appreciate y'all. It's not some troll tag or something like that. Besides you, TikTok, you gotta change yours. Either way, I like the positioning, obviously, from the Dudes Night Out squad and from, excuse me, what am I? Sign Us Please. I keep forgetting what their team is. I'm ready to just call them whatever their sponsor is going to be, whatever their partner team is going to be. Let's just book these guys in because they're going to make it. Let's see what U.S. Army is going to be able to do because they're stuck in a tough spot.
Yeah, I'm glad you were able to recognize the tags because I would have just called them Usei at that point. But it looks like Dudes Night Out want to just go ahead and full send it here. They are ready, waiting for that bubble to go down. Here is the defensive bombardment. As soon as that bubble goes down, it's going to be hitting as Dupe does get cracked throughout that. And we'll see if he gets any connections. There it is for the 40, for the 80. That's most of the armor gone. They're going to go ahead and full send it on this one. It was Tempest on the front line trying to hold it down. Only gets tagged for 7 off that EVA 8. Bubble has been used as well. But Dupe is the first casualty. And somehow, Sign Us Please turn this around. U.S. Army Esports need to get in on this, and they have sent it on up. But there is the armor swaps for Sign Us Please. So they have some more HP to work off of for now. But again, they're playing this one a little bit too passively. Do they know how much advantages they have? Bubble out now for Sign Us Please, but here's the full send. This U.S. Army Esports want to finish it off, and they will be able to sneak away that victory from our 2 top teams. U.S. Army Esports taking the win there with about 6, maybe 7 kills to their name. So GG's to them.
Tempest just hit him with the strafe, the best strafe in Series E we've ever seen. Inside the bubble, outside of the bubble, 1 HP, refusing to die. I wanted to see them pull that off, but congrats to U.S. Army Esports pulling that dub out.
Yeah, we're going to take a break, and when we get back, we'll have game number 3 after this.
Hey, shake it, kiddo. Love Dad. Oh.
I've got this.
Kellogg's Rice Krispies Treats. A little love when it's needed.
It's Kellogg's, Fruit Loops, Apple Jacks, Corn Pops, Tiger Paws. They're Jumbo.
Jumbo snacks, snack time heroes. Go take them on the go. Cereal, magnified, showing up for snacking time. Jumbo snacks, snack time heroes. Go take them on the go.
It's Jumbo. It's your snacking. It's Jumbo Snacks.
Stack Pringles flavors. Make new ones.
How much do you think Pringles paid these people?
Hardly anything.
Hey, you guys want to stack different Pringles flavors to create new flavor combos? Here, I'll go first. Pizza, barbecue, and jalapeno. The spicy barbecue pizza stack.
Get him!
Grandpa, what's going on?
Pringles. We're trapped in a Pringles commercial. They must have taken us in our sleep. Stack Pringles flavors. Make new ones.
How much do you think Pringles paid these people?
Hardly anything.
Hey, you guys want to stack different Pringles flavors to create new flavor combos? Here, I'll go first. Pizza, barbecue, and jalapeno. The spicy barbecue pizza stack.
Get him!
Grandpa, what's going on?
Pringles. We're trapped in a Pringles commercial. They must have taken us in our sleep.
How can we get out?
We can't, Summer. They warned me this would happen and I didn't listen.
Stack Pringles, make endless new flavors. Stacking Pringles to make new flavors. Make endless new flavors. Barbecue, wavy, and sour cream and onion equals a 3-layer dip stack.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Yeso here once again. Our second game of the day, all done, in U.S. Army Esports coming up with a big win. They're taking out Sign Us Please after what kind of felt to me like a little bit of a throw there from Duplex and the Dudes Night Out squad. But it was U.S. Army Esports grabbing that win. Let's check out our post-game stats here for our second game of the day. And just remember, 3 more to go. These teams fighting to get inside the top 5 on that cumulative leaderboard to qualify for Season 3 of Series E. And it was lazy there. IGL there for the U.S. Army Esports squad. And Nami2, 5 kills, grabbing kill leader in that game. Great finish there. Good amount of points, at least 17 for U.S. Army Esports, so something to feel good about there. But Dupe popping off, wasn't able to secure the kills there on Sign Us Please to give them that fight win. And a shot at the back-to-back of victories, but almost 1,900 damage there from Dupe, looking really strong. He's looked great throughout these qualifiers, and definitely going to have high expectations for he and this squad going into Season 3 if they do in fact qualify, which they certainly should. The lead that they have built thanks to that 30-point game in game number 1 has got to feel very comfortable. So great work there from DNO, and they still get into top 3. So that's still more points on the board, more kills for them. So they got to keep that rolling. 3 more games to go though, ladies and gentlemen. We are coming down to the wire here. After this break, we'll check out our leaderboards, see where all of these teams stand, and get ready for game number 3.
Refreshingly sweet, but without sugar, 0 calorie treat. They're all our top fresh flavored smash.
It's fruit freshing.
Cheez-It snapped. How's it taste? It's so thin, crispy, and cheesy. And I just want to keep eating it. And eating it. They love them.
Snapped. So good we may run out of cheese.
All right, welcome back, guys. 2 games down, 3 games left to go here in the final net of qualifiers for Season 3 of Series E. Another great finish for Dudes Night Out, but also Sign Us Please. And we had Vets Are Us having a pretty decent performance throughout game number 2. So let's go ahead and take a look at the Mobile One leaderboard, as we do have, of course, a prize every night as well. $1,000 we've been awarding out every single night of our qualifiers. $700 going to first place. $300 going to second place. Right now, it's Dudes Night Out and Vets Are Us, but it's Dudes Night Out with a commanding lead at 19 points over our second place team of Vets Are Us.
Yeah, they're really popping off right now, but Vets Are Us has a lot to play for. I mean, Dudes Night Out, they're obviously trying to get that cash like you're talking about, Jamerson, but let's take a look at the cumulative leaderboard and find out exactly how everyone kind of started off. And this does seem to be fairly updated too. So this could be updated. Let's see. Fully updated. Yeah, this looks fully updated.
Yeah, right now on the bubble, it's that 5th place position that we're looking at, with CHR now getting sent down FMS have made their way into the top 5, but Vets R Us are behind them by 1 point. And Vets R Us have had 2 good games in a row. FMS not really been able to show up as much as well. And if Vets R Us continue this, they should be able to take that 4th place spot, especially when that team, Skirt, currently is not in the final lobby. Let's take a look at the Mobile One high performance moment of that final game. There were plenty. There was so much action going on, but it was this final fight. Dudes night out, sending it in onto Sign Us Please, Tom.
Look at Tempest here. Hit him with the wiggle. It's like, all right, Tempest is done for sure. This seems to be a good bubble. He's like, all right, I'm going to use the bubble against you guys. Hit him with the back and forth. He's like, what happened? Caught me with my pants down. Sign Us Please comes up, cleans up. Unfortunately, they don't have enough time to stop the third party from the U.S. Army team, which was just waiting for this type of play to happen. And fortunately for them, they were there at the right place at the right time. They collapsed on that pretty quickly.
Yeah, they had the defensive bombardment going down as well from Barely Asian. The U.S. Army Esports taking that win there, propelling themselves into the top 3, but they still have their work cut out for them for a squad that, that didn't compete in the first 3 days. In the next 3 games, they need to get like 70, 80 points. So we'll see if they can do that. That's almost unheard of, but still going to root for you. We'll see if they can do that right now. Getting game 3 set up right now, but the storylines are all there. We're seeing Vets R Us having a great performance once again. FMS, they've been the slow train that's been chugging along. They've been competing every single night. Across 4 nights, though, they have, about 90 some odd points. So they still need some pop-off games if they want to maintain a position here in the top 5, because we have teams like Nicolas Cage Match that are also right there on the bubble, Tom.
Yeah, Nicolas Cage Match, FMS, these are the teams that I'm looking out for right next to, Vets R Us as well. And also we'll see, how fast-paced Dudes Night Out and Sign Us Please want to continue to play this, because it's a very aggressive night tonight. It's never really been like this in terms of we've seen a slow – usually it's like Wednesdays are our slower days because we have our pro days on Wednesdays. But yesterday was our slow day, and today seems to be really fast-paced.
Yeah, it's been fast and loose for a lot of these squads right now. And here we go, heading into game number 3. We are halfway through the night now as we do see the drops coming out. And so no surprises. Again, it does seem like you have turns over at Fragment East currently. No one really in Fragment West quite yet. It's Echo Academy that do take no name. They've got Overlook as well. They need all the loot really to get out of here, as they're already sitting on blue armor. U.S. Army Esports, though, it looks like over at Lava City, Barely Asian already picking himself up a gold armor for himself. Did he just carry that on over from the last game?
I think he did. If you win the game, you get to carry the armor that you had from before. They also get the zone too, so that's just how that works. Just make sure that you use the code before before you do that. Everyone knows the code. It's controller only. You have to use the D-pad.
Yeah. Only the realists to know the codes. But this one is looking like it might be going over to Geyser here. As you can see, it's a hard pull over to the eastern side right now. Just the south edge of the zone is landing on Lava City. And so we'll have, of course, our spectators keeping an eye on that. But, U.S. Army Esports getting Lava City for free. There's going to be a lot of good loot for them. Blue armor already coming out from Olazies on TikTok. Are you on TikTok, Tom?
Man, I'm too old for TikTok. Are you kidding me? Nothing drives me more crazy when I hear people go, all I do is lay in bed all day and watch TikToks. I'm like, there's probably a lot more to do than that. I mean, I'm not saying if that's what your thing, go for it, but it's not my thing.
Here's the thing. All my friends are on TikTok. I'm not. And so they always send me the links as well. And I don't have it downloaded on my phone. So I'm always on browser. You have no volume control on browser as well, so they're all super loud, and so my boomer ears can't deal with it. I don't understand TikTok, man.
I'd rather hear gunfire from Apex, honestly. I'll watch streams, prepping for the ALGS. Maybe if there was like some sick Apex TikToks, maybe I'd be watching those. But no, don't do that. I did watch a little bit of Jack Black's TikToks. He's a pretty funny guy, so did watch that. I thought those were pretty entertaining.
All right, here we go. On board with Stick Drift OP, who tried to get themselves involved in a lot of fights early in game number 2. This time around, though, this might be a slower game. I don't know. We'll see. It's going to be a Geyser ending, and so a lot of squads are starting to move up. There are a lot of buildings involved in those circles as well. And Stick Drift OP, you kind of need to find some cursory loot. Sitting on double blues along with the white on Flinzar, as you can see back down to the south-hand side. FMS, one of those teams on the bubble, getting gate kept right now by one of the Lava City squads. That could be U.S. Army Esports over there, but looks like they'll be able to slide in and get themselves a free position inside Lava City. Silenced is a little bit separated from his squad. Maybe his bubble's down. There we go. Okay. Getting a little bit worried for him, but he'll be able to heal up through that and then rejoin his squad. Scans coming out from Finicky as well. He also has the Beast of the Hunt if they need some more. And it was U.S. Army Esports on this roof trying to gatekeep them.
This is exactly what we saw yesterday from the Lava City zone. A bunch of little rats trying to make their way down the hill individually, and they all sneak into the bottom of your building. Next thing you know, they are trying to kill you the entire game. So it's tough getting in here early. If you don't pick up those kills, if you don't, get one player down in that situation, you can't eliminate it and say, all right, you can't come and coexist in our building. So they're going to be constantly battling now. They're next to each other, but we do have a fight happening between the Fiends and the Controller squad over here. Let's see what happens as Moose is still alive. I think he's on that Bloodhound. Does have a massive bubble fight, and he gets taken down.
Oh, that's some revenge coming out from last game there. The Fiends will be able to recover. Are any teams in the area to try and come in third party? Doesn't seem like it, as the zone is closing. I was thinking maybe Vets R Us might be in the area here. They were dropping over at Sorting Factory. Still need to recover Lemur here, and there we go. Gonna go ahead and join his squad and get him back up. 6XZs though. It looks like they have a squad just underneath them. It's gonna be Vets R Us pushing here on the north side of Sorting Factory. EMP slows them down. They just call it there. Bubble pad out. And they took a lot of damage for it. And 6XZs. In this game, they look much better in terms of loot. They've got the gold armor, the blues, 4 Wizzy, and nades. But yeah, that EMP really saving them in that push.
That EMP was really interesting. I was wondering why it was going down, and then I realized it was actually really smart because it seemed like they were climbing up on them just for a second. I was worried he was going to take so much free damage. That's the worst situation, obviously, for a Crypto, but his teammates had his back, and they almost picked up those kills, so they could have been huge. But it's interesting that now that they didn't get those kills, how they're going to be gate kept, because we know this is going to continue to kind of pull towards Lava City, so maybe they're just going to stay here and look for more people that are trying to pass by them.
I think also on the kill feed, we saw Dude's Night Out taking out Lemur. That was the squad we had seen just beforehand, getting into that fight, winning that one out. So Dude's Night Out are now on the southwest side of the ring. They haven't secured the Thirst quite yet, though, but oh boy, that's a bad sign for Nicolas Cage match. Another squad that is on the bubble there, and do have some failures to launch, as it's some difficulty getting across, but they will be able to make it on over. Over here at Skyhook, though, we got a fight going out. Team Pickles trying to push up, but oh boy, it's Tyler taking a lot of damage to Shinny PC as they get the knock back, but looks like they were able to res on the other side, so it's a 3v2 now as Icy River here on the high ground, connecting with the shots now, gets the knock onto Season 1 Wingman, but he's got to be careful as someone is coming up behind him. Defensive environment is going down as well, but he's not slowing down whatsoever. They got the knock onto Oi Senpai. Bony Tony in the left into 1v1, I believe. But Tyler did get thirsted throughout all that for now, and he will answer back, thirsting Oi Senpai, along with Season 1 Wingman. So this is just them just trying to secure these points at the very least, or maybe just getting some revenge, but it is the 1v1. Bony Tony has healed up his armor, is at about 50 HP, starts popping that med kit. No one's pushing quite yet. It's going to be the Octane versus the Wraith. Icy River climbs on over. He might try and pop that res as well. Get him up just in time. We'll see. Vets R Us in a fight, though. They've got the Revenant push out. Death Totem, 2 of them have been cleared and sent back. Strictly is the only one still up here to try and make the push. Kimchi Lee got the knock onto Nando for RCO. Strictly with a huge shot, and they will be able to finish them off. He's still on that Death Totem, by the way. Probably needs to heal up. And now RCO gets the knock, and oh boy, it's come down to the 1v2. Strictly does have the second life, and he gets the knock there. His Death Totem is about to run out, and he does clutch it up to get his team back on into this game. But Vets R Us are now getting pushed by another Revenant squad. 6XZs pushing onto them now, and Vets R Us will not be able to recover.
It's kind of funny, to be honest with you, because this is the first time we've seen Revenant, and then it immediately from another team. It immediately happens at the perfect time after you win a huge fight for Strictly. I mean, it's just unfortunate for them, but from someone else's point of view, it's pretty funny.
Oh boy, ODST in a fight up against Sinos, please, right now, but really, it's just Wicked as the one-man army. Tempest will be able to finish off Sleepy Panda. They need to get synced back up as it looks like shots are coming out. The third party is already there. They cannot go for this res. He's actually sticking it. The Madman will be able to get him up, but it's just going to be the re-knock there as Pop Bottles picks that up. Wicked going down as well. It's all of the Tempest now left in the 1v3. He gets finished off by Sung. We're down to 15 squads. Very similar story the last game. A lot of action here in the early game.
And this is a really solid team. It's crazy that they're not a little bit higher on the list, honestly, because we've seen Sung and Blight play before. They're very, very solid players, and Sung is a super strong caustic. So if he can, play the edge, get kills, and then make his way towards the end game, they're going to be putting a lot of pressure on these teams. Dudes Night Out, they're actually pressuring this building over here, which has been a lot of action nonstop. So I like the angles. You can see Dupe's just waiting for his bubble to be used. Once he wants to go and push this one with the bubble, then they're going to be all-inning this. But they're just waiting for his teammates to see if they need it.
Yeah, that was the Revenant squad up there. They should not have their death totem up yet, as Dupe is trying to find an angle. Ooh, climb up with the fadeaway shot on that triple take. Does some decent damage onto that Gibraltar, but they need to go ahead and start sending it off this one. They should still have their bubble, and they do. Dupe has it if they want to try and make the entry in. A lot of nades being used now, but the flank is here for Dude's Night Out. They got the first knock on to Defeated, but Skittle Cakes took a lot of damage there. Nades has gone down. It's a 3v1 now. For how long? It looks like the third might have just ran away, or is trying to run away at the moment, but he has been spotted out. Wizzy will get finished off. Dude's Night Out are not slowing down whatsoever tonight.
Every single player did exactly what they needed to, all taking different angles. The jump shot through the window, going over towards the door, perfectly executed. You try to just do as much damage as you can before you go down, and then you bail out for the bait and switch, and that's exactly what they did. So Dude's Night Out, they were already in first place before this thing started. They just continue to look more and more impressive.
Oh boy, Strictly on the Tomcat Rat Camp, trying his best to survive. Every team wants this kill point, as you can see now that Wraith getting shot up by another team to the north. He will get finished off. Echo on Apex picking that one up for Echo Academy here. So Vets are us outs in the top 14. I don't know if they got many kill points. I don't think they did, maybe one, but still, we still have 2 games left to go. But this is one of the earliest times we've seen them getting knocked out across the last 2 nights. Echo Academy, though, very familiar with this circle, seeing it, Mooman and Kupski able to call it. But this one actually goes down on over more towards Lava City. So that beacon building at the choke, along with that multi-story building that Silence's Golden is sitting on right now, those are 2 prime spots to be. Dude's Night Out are still patrolling here on the edges. They've been finding a lot of kill points. Remember, they had a 30-point game in game number 1. They want to continue that momentum.
This is going to be a pretty interesting ending. Like you were mentioning, there's probably like 3 or 4 endings, but being over towards that building would be a great spot. Even that beacon building is still pretty good. Under the bridge is going to be highly contested as well, but Dude's Night Out, they're not worried about that. They're going to gatekeep as long as possible, because that's zone 4 that we're talking about, and who knows how many teams are going to be left at that point if Dude's Night Out gets a hold of any of them. The zone starts to close. That's going to do some serious damage, and that's going to be Shroom going down. Dude's Night Out, you can see the way that they play this. They basically always keep one player back, looking for the third parties, and then just kind of supporting, while the other 2 just continue to send it.
Burhos is just so good throughout all of that. They will be able to clean up Moonshrooms, but he throws in an air burst, and then as the EMP starts coming out, he clears the drone with his squad. That air burst hits for an 80 onto a blue armor, getting the instant crack. Then he just beams them. Here's Harbingers, though, in a fight over at the Geyser Tunnel now. Another squad trying to push up. They have already full reset from the damage that they have taken, but Harbingers, a squad that we haven't been able to talk about, but they are still almost there in the running. At the beginning of the day, they started off with 81 points. They were in 7th place overall. They haven't picked up as much in the last 2 games, but there's still 3 games left to go. 3 big pop-off games that they can definitely secure a spot, so do not count them out quite yet.
They're already having a pretty good game. I mean, 3 kills. I'm not sure if that's the only kills they have, but for only 255 damage, you're going to take that. And those are much valuable points that they need. So The play here is 115 remaining. You don't have much time to continue to loot here. They need to start making their way because there's going to be 2 or 3 different gatekeepers that they're going to meet along the way, which makes things pretty difficult. But here's the building we were talking about. Big fight happening towards it. XOXO actually is about to get 3rd or 4th partied. I'm not sure who's going to make it out of here.
Yeah, there's a lot of teams in the area right now. A lot of arc stars. Oh, that's big! Connecting onto Flimstar and Infidelity. Might give them the time to try and reset, but I believe it's going to be a 2v3 as they now take for the roof. And oh boy, Sushi goes down. So this is the opportunity for them to try to fight back into this one right now. So it looks like XOXO have been finished off. Stick Drift OP on the wrong receiving end of the 3rd party, though, as more teams coming in. Defensive bombardment outside, but he's going to go ahead and send it out because that's his best chance. But Dude's Night Out are hot on his heels. We'll be able to finish them off. We're down to 8 squads, 21 players remaining now as Dude's Night Out not slowing down whatsoever. They've already started at about like 85 miles per hour, and they've turned it up to about 120 here. They want to continue. They've got another team in their sights, I believe, in that big building to their southeast, as oh my gosh, they're just poking at the beehive right now. And so we'll see Dude's Night Out turn their attention their way very shortly.
Big fight for Harbingers here. They need to win this one. A lot of players going down. Actually, Mooman comes in with the cleanup with Kubsky and Echo Academy, kind of ruining the hopes and dreams here for Harbingers. They really needed that fight, and they needed those points. So we'll see exactly where they stand after this game. But Dude's Night Out, we were wondering which team is going to make it out alive. And Dude's Night Out just comes from the opposite side of Sorting Factory, moseys on over towards the most important building, and just perfectly times the 3rd party and gets all the loot that they want.
All aim, no brain. On the receiving end of the punishment of Dude's Night Out. Dude already got him knock. Beautiful missiles there to slow down pop bottles as Sung is getting rezzed up right now from Blight. The bubble has been used on the other side, but Skittlecakes is able to get the re-knock with that nade, and now he's going to push up. Blight will get finished off. Dude's Night Out are about to have another 30-point game.
They are not stopping right now. I mean, they're going for the 1st place prize. They want that cash, and they're feeling confident about being in right now. And you know, the question is which partner team, Jamerson, are they going to get really at this point? Because they're an absolute lock, right? So Sinus Please is looking good. XO is looking good. Skirt, they didn't make it. CHR, they're not here today. So there's a lot of opportunities for other teams to slide in here. And Dude's Night Out's kind of ruining it for some of them.
Yeah, Skittlecakes taking a look at that gold armor. Do I want the fast heal? Nah. He's going to go ahead and peace out. Hit him with the movement as well. And oh, they're playing with full confidence. There's no fear coming out from Dude's Night Out right now, and I absolutely love to see it. This is the kind of aggression that I want to see out of, you know, highly skilled mechanical teams like Two Brains, One Controller on our first 2 nights that we didn't really get to see. Dude's Night Out are just having a run through this lobby right now. They have the squad still stuck at Geyser. That's going to be another 3 points for them coming up shortly. But it looks like there might be a rat actually on the low ground there.
FMS is still in this one. Dude's Night Out is playing this perfectly, and again, it's hard to compare this team to TSM, but they're taking a page out of TSM's book. That's for sure. They're putting themselves in, again, positions where they're on the edge. They're picking up a lot of kills, but they're also going towards the end zone and putting themselves in a really great spot. So a lot of different aspects to their game. And they're also able to, you know, win fights at the end of games too, which is one of the most important things. So we'll see if they can hold that building for the rest of us.
FMS making a push now, taking out the Fiends, or at least one player from the Fiends, as they'll pick up that kill over here on the multi-level building. But Echo Academy have to be careful. Oh boy, never mind. US Army Esports biding their time once again, coming in, getting the knock onto Silence is Golden. They have a scan for this to go down. It looks like they are ready to go ahead and retreat into this one now. Oh, Lazy's taking a lot of damage. Finicky picks that one up, but it's traded away by Nami2. Wingman shots connect for Nami2 as he takes them out. FMS are knocked out. US Army Esports are able to pick that one up. Here's Dude's Night Out, though, now making the push on to Echo Academy, and it's over. The fight's over.
Yeah, that fight was over, and so was the fight over towards the building. I'm surprised that they didn't throw their bounce pad at the bottom of the elevator when the knock happens, because that's really the fastest route and the most obvious route that someone's going to take and jump down. And it's a little bit of a diversion. They're going to have to deal with that. Someone's going to have to shoot it. It just helps. Whatever helps is going to help in that desperate situation. So a little bit of panic there for FMS, and that's really unfortunate. U.S. Army Esports showing that they're a pretty solid team. I mean, that's a really good team that they just fought.
Now it's a 3v3v1 in this late game. Dudes night out. Will they be able to pick up the plus for the remaining players left in the lobby? You can see the rat stuck in the middle, cowering in fear, as it's Dudes night out. This is their second chance. It's basically Arena's round number 2, U.S. Army Esports versus Dudes night out. It's the full reset though, full HP. We'll see who wins out on this one. Actually, never mind. In the last game, it was Sign Us Please, but yeah, they got the scan onto that rat. They want to pick it up. It's gonna be a free kill point for them. They're even turning their attention on over to the other side. It's like, no, you guys aren't coming in for the third party, but they're sending it. They're full sending it now. Lazy's getting a crack onto Skittlecase there. We'll see if Dudes Night Out survive this one out. Defensive bombardment has been used as Verhulst is able to hit them in the sky as well. Dupe has been cracked, but they got the 2 knocks, and now it's the 3v1. Verhulst does fall for his efforts, but Namisu, can he fight into the 1v2 here? He got flanked from behind, and Dudes Night Out cleaned this one up, and it's just a matter of how many kills they pick up. Is this going to be a second 30-point game for Dudes Night Out in the final night of qualifiers?
I think it is, and that armor swap was huge for Skittlecakes because once that happens, there's really no chance that they're going to win that fight. You think that you have the advantage, you start pushing things based on that, and the rat ends up working out in their favor because they got that armor swap.
That's 2 wins for Dudes Night Out here out of 3 games. Can they make it 3? Can they make it 4? We'll find out. We're going to take a break, and when we get back, we'll have game number 4 after this.
Verses coming daily under pressure. Working on applying the scheme. The true sign trademark is at the edge of your dreams. Yeah. One shot, now the future is yours. I'm turning dreams into reality. In the lab with the formula and chemistry. The memories spark and motivate and make the industry shake. Hit the bars and the breaks. I'm talking one chance that was so good for the goal. It's one shot, now the future is yours. Go!
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here to Series E. Before we get to post-game stats, I do have a bit of an announcement. Our League Ops folks here at Series E in Esports Arena have been notified of a situation here during qualifiers tonight. We have been notified that a player has been impersonating players on the Team Nick Cage match in an attempt to qualify them for the next season of Series E. This goes against our rules here at Series E and Esports Arena. We are all about competitive integrity and making sure our players have all the correct and right opportunities to compete here on a fair and level playing field every single week. That is extremely important to us. So effective immediately, we do want to let everybody know that Nick Cage match is disqualified tonight. They will be done for the rest of our qualifier competition here because that is just not something we are going to stand here for here at Esports Arena. So just little update for all of you folks at home before we get into our final couple of games here for the night. But let's check out our post-game stats here. We just did see Dudes Night Out take another win. Obviously, Duplex leading the way here, and it's another clean sweep here from the Dudes Night Out boys. Dupe leading the way. Verhulst grabbing kill leader here with 8 kills in that third game. Skittlecakes popping off once again, over 2,600 damage here, and DNO locking in their spot. I'm feeling safe to say it now. We got 2 games left to go, but congratulations here. Dudes Night Out with a phenomenal performance here in qualifiers, specifically one here tonight, grabbing a couple of games in the first 3 to lock in their spots for Season 3. So very excited for them. We'll see the action continue here. We'll be back after this break.
I wasn't born in the spotlight. Nah. Had to grind and shine like a star on a hot night. And something about the struggle now resides in my muscles. And every trial and trouble helped to hang my hustle. Real rock stars don't chase the spotlight. It chases them.
Imagine you love frosting and filling.
I do love frosting and filling.
Oh, well, imagine if there was a way to enjoy that delicious goodness anywhere, anytime, out of the toaster, out of the box, out of one of those baggy thingies, with nothing but a thin layer of foil between you and...
Pasta.
Yes, Curtis. This is a commercial about pasta.
I love it.
Frosting and filling for your pasta.
I like pesto.
Fruit flavored splash. It's fruit refreshing.
Hey, shake it, kiddo. Love Dad. Oh.
Kellogg's Rice Krispies Treats. A little love when it's needed.
You want to zoom this in? I'm gonna do it. I don't know what I'm doing.
Yo, Bundy, where do you get this merch, dude?
Esportsarena.com/shop.
Looks sick, Bundy.
I know. What's up, gamers? Connikins here. Behind the scenes. Look at this. This is like a camera.
We're doing a photo shoot today.
Stand loose. You're a goofy guy.
Yeah. Look at that. That's cute. That's a wallpaper.
I don't see anybody else's esports org with this many sponsors. That's all I'm saying.
What? You don't like that?
Why are you laughing? Do like, I don't know, is there like a Fortnite character that you like that doesn't take out storyline?
The eye when it comes to production and photography. Yeah, put the Nintendo Direct right there.
Area.
What's up? Look at this crew neck, Connie. Show me this crew neck. Look at the embroidery. Oh my goodness. Ooh. Connie, how do those feel on your legs?
I love them, dude. I could literally live in these.
Howdy, you said hi.
GameCube controller. Get out of here.
What's this?
Phone and I just saw it.
Oh my god.
Like this thing right here. Did you get that on camera?
Watch your fingers.
Yes.
Put the camera down. Can you guys put these cameras down and like actually help Kyle?
Buddy, here, you can just take this. No, Brandon, keep vlogging.
Yeah, I don't know why he's thinking that. This is...
We got Tyler posing over here looking like a badass. We got Kyle doing some great shots where he pulls back and... 3, 2, 1, go. Yeah.
You know, it's just a whole vibe, Connie. Gaming, dog. Gaming.
It's almost taxi.
Where's your camera? In the box?
In the box. You think the elevator's working?
No.
No. It was really dangerous. That was some Final Destination.
Yes.
Show us a picture.
No.
Hey guys, we're gonna
Yeah, we did it. We made it right before the sun. 540. That's a whole.
All right, guys, welcome back to Series E as it's the final night of qualifiers. A lot is on the line. We have $1,000 on the line just for tonight, but also securing your spot in Season 3, $750 salary per month for 3 months for all 3 players. It's a lot of money going around here, and honestly, it's been great to see because we had some great news earlier tonight. One of our partnered squads that did make it through Season 2 did get picked up. It left an additional spot open for another partner squad to try and make it in. So it's been great to see the kind of transformative process that Series E has allowed these teams to go through. But now let's go ahead and take a look at the Mobile One leaderboard. It's Dude's Night Out with 78 points. And take a look at the vast difference between them and second and third place, who are currently tied, Vets R Us and United U.S. Army Esports. There's a 47-point difference right now, Tom.
Some USA chants in the chat. Third place, second, third place over here. It's interesting to see how Vets R Us is going to continue to turn up and what they're going to place, because they're fending off a handful of different teams right now. FMS is one of them as we take a look at the cumulative leaderboard. And FMS unfortunately got fully sent on by the United States Army Esports team. And let's take a look at the Mobile One High Performance Moment 2. But Jamerson, in terms of FMS, what do you think their play style is? Do you think that they kind of get towards the end zone, or are they a team that can like fight towards the edge?
We really haven't been able to see much out of them. I mean, their performances, it's, I guess you would say, kind of consistent, but over the course of 4 nights, not 100 points is a little bit worrying here. I think they're playing a little bit too slow, trying to play a little bit too much for the zone, and the team fighting might leave a little bit more to be desired. I think we need to see some more aggression out of this squad, but with so much on the line that, a lot of times incentivizes teams to play things a little bit slower, a little bit safer here. And, oftentimes we've seen in Series E that doesn't really work out for a lot of our squads. We see the teams that have been turning to the aggression that end up being able to, get the bigger payoffs. Team Intel is probably one of the best teams to look at that when we're talking about the difference in playstyles, especially here in Series E so far. So I think we need to see that playstyle out of FMS, and we simply have not yet.
Yeah, and they're playing Octane, so you'd like to see him play a little bit more aggressive. There's only so much that you can do in terms of holding the end zone, and you have to be able to pick up kills along the way. And I think that a lot of that had the adaptation of with the legend switches. It used to be, the old get to the middle of the zone, set up with Watson, play that way, and then it was like, okay, maybe we could use Caustic. But at this point in time, there's a lot of fighting, and especially in Series E, you're going to be fighting a lot. It's a little bit different on the open days than it is on the pro days. The pro days is really, really stacked. But when you do have, say, a week where maybe right after a tournament there's not that many solid open teams and there's new players that are signing up, you have to be able to take advantage of those situations. And the teams like you were talking about, Team Intel, Team Razor, those are teams that come to mind and when it comes to that.
Now, in this game, we do have this circle pulling on pretty hard over here to overlook, and Echo Academy, I guess you could be happy with it. Their loot, though, not the greatest so far. It is the blues, along with a white for Echo on Apex, and they should be able to get a pretty decent spot to poke out and evolve those shields if they're not able to get it up. They also have the replicators to play off of as well, but they need to be fast here. It's already a minute 30, and teams are going to start rotating in. Stick Drift OP, though, here on the northeast side of the map over at Refinery. A purple along with double blues as they're trying to make this push on up. Flinzar's by himself and does have to be careful as the rest of his squad needs to join him. Sushi is here now along with Infidelity. It looks like that other squad has taken control of the roof for now. Bubble out to try and push out, and they're slowly approaching this fight. But the longer this fight takes, we might see third parties coming in.
This is a huge flank right there. I like that play going up the stairs. You have to watch out for the door kind of swinging open on you, but I like the flanks also coming out over towards that northeast side. That forces out the bubble. Sushi takes a lot of damage, and now it's pretty tough because you're playing this pretty good if you're Stick Drift. Next thing you know, Harbinger is just full sense on you. That was just amazing angles by everybody on that team, but it was just even better angles from Harbingers. I wasn't even expecting that fight to be that fast.
Yeah, great roof control, kept track of where all the players were, and it just seemed like they could have waited out for the bubble. They had already slowed things down quite a bit there, but they just ended up charging into the enemy bubble. That door peek coming out from Clinical was great, and Harbingers needed these points. They're another one of those squads on the bubbles that can compete for that top 5 finish here, but they need a big pop-off game. That's a great way to start. 3 points under their belt, but they need a lot more, Tom.
They really do, and I think this is the team that we need to watch this game, because when we're talking about FMS, I think that is the one team that could end up getting contested here, and this is probably the team that could potentially do it. I don't think we've seen much from 6XZs tonight, or even really much yesterday, to show that they can take that spot. So big team fight win here to start. Still a lot of squads alive, which is really good for them, and the zone is kind of in their favor. So a lot of this happens to ride on Lights, really. I mean, he's gonna have to have great EMPs. He's gonna have to pop into good spots and be safe and fly around for opportunities, and we'll see what type of opportunities happen over here. Maybe a good third party will happen for him.
Yeah, it looks like they will be able to get the rocks north of Overlook for free. So it's a pretty decent vantage point for a lot of teams that are rotating, and we'll see if we have any kind of skirting the edges teams that might try to run to the northern side. No competition, though. Dropping over here at Thermal Station. Got contested a bit as they are now making the way over towards Tree to try and cut off this team. Here's Vets R Us. They have not left Sorting Factory yet, but it's Dude's Night Out in a fight with Tempest on the other side. Dupe actually clutches this one up, gets the res onto his squad. Oh my goodness, that was absolutely close. Dude's Night Out. They're still in it, and they can go for the 3 wins, maybe even 4 if they keep up the momentum now. Here's Harbingers, though, making their way into Overlook now, getting the knock onto Trinal. ODST down to 2. We'll see if they can get the res, but looks like they're going to be able to hit that one up. Jump Hat is there for Lightstar to take it. He does not want to, because he does see that, yeah, there's another team, and that is, of course, Mooman Squad over there with Kubski in position. No competition, though, in a fight once again with the Fiends. This is going to be round number 3 for them. It's 1-for-1 either side. We'll see. No competition, already have the advantage. Can they finish this one off? Now down to a 1v3. They should be able to.
Some really nice shots coming in from Renegade. Good tracking. Oh, that player has to be like 5 HP. But those fights between Dude's Night Out and Sign Us Please, they're going to constantly be that close. Dupe survived with 1 HP basically. And that was exciting to see. I can't wait to watch them kind of fight in Series E over and over again. But there's the finish coming in from No Competition, hunting down the players that landed in their area or tried to come over towards their area, and picking up some kills along the way. PFG, actually, first time we've seen them tonight.
Yeah, first time on the from their point of view so far, as Prophet got out of dodge there, has to hit up that Phoenix kit for now. They're making their way over towards Sorting Factory, though, and so they're doing a roundabout way, but this might mean they run into a squad like Vets R Us. They're honestly just getting shell-shocked right now. U.S. Army Esports on the hunt for them.
Trying to hunt them down over here, and you see the nice shots coming through. The Beast of the Hunt was activated, so not going to be able to get scans up very quickly. So just coming back over towards the choke. But hello, there's a team over there, and oh man, that's going to be Kimchi Lee with the knock. U.S. Army, it's going to be tough to win this. If they win this 2v3, they mean serious business. Nice even 8 shots there coming in from Barely Asian. You can see the defensive bombardment actually knocks Strictly as well. So Gibby doing it big over here. TikTok taking a lot of damage. Kimchi actually comes through. That's going to be double knocks. We'll see if this is a 2v1 situation here. I'm not sure if Barely's going to be able to pop this one off.
He did pick up that beacon at the very least, but not able to get Namitu back into this one. Does have to just get out of here. And so those are some much needed points for Vets R Us. And they are going to continue to chase now. We're able to get Strictly back up. They don't have scans on this side, by the way, not running the Bloodhound, so it's going to be difficult for them to hunt out the rats. And we saw Kimchi Lee missing out on some of the rat opportunities last game. This time around, though, he's checking every last corner. Will not make that same mistake. Does not want Crummy to get it for him.
He's really pretty paranoid. He's like looking at Yeah, he's like looking in spots that people can't even hide and stuff. He's like, is he hiding in the wall? Who really knows? So I appreciate that. That's some serious work coming in from Kimchi. But he came in there with the double knock, so he wants that third kill wherever that player is hiding. And don't be surprised that they have plenty of time to camp these banners, and it's not a big deal. I mean, it presents kill opportunities by sitting on those banners, and you don't know if another team's going to come over there.
He's just sitting in the middle of them right now, barely Asian. Here's Dude's Night Out. No slowing down for them whatsoever as they get another +3 on the board for themselves. They have at least 5 kills over here now at Survey Camp. Another scan going down. There's a full squad, and they're healthy. They're just going to go ahead and full send it. Hitting for the flesh now. They want to continue the push. Verhulst is in there. He does have 2 right below them, and now it's the full 3 push out coming out from Dude's Night Out. They do lose out on 1. There we go. They got the docks. They got 2. It's going to be the 2v1. They've got the gold bag res as well. Skittle Cakes is right back into it, securing the thirst onto Moonshrooms. Now, Dude's Night Out. They want a 3rd win tonight.
This is one of the more impressive performances we've seen. I mean, I can't remember in a qualifier where we've seen a team just kind of run away with things like this in terms of just their team fighting capability. All these fights, Jamerson, are happening so fast that they're ready to fight another one after another one. And this is our final night of qualifiers. So we're going to get a lot of good teams, or at least a lot of players trying their best. And they are coming in swinging right now. And you were talking about what they had 5 or 6 kills before that started. There's really not that many people eliminated. They probably have half the lobby dead.
And with the missile swarm, Skittle Cakes is able to get that final kill onto Moon. So that should be 8 at the very least for them. Here's Team XOXO. I forget exactly where they were on our cumulative leaderboard. I think like 3rd, maybe 4th. So they're another team on the bubble. Still need a really good performance here to finish this one off. And they have the tools to do it. They've got the purple armor along with the blues. So it looks like Malice Mama is just going to take a short break here, hiding inside the supply bin. Might have to answer the door for some delivery or something.
It's either that, he's either picking up pizza from the door, or it's burning in the oven. So either one needs to be attended to. So totally relatable for anyone that's out there, understands that situation. But it looks like they could be back. So covering is no longer happening, and it's like, give me my armor back. All right, so now I could go run around and find scans. But I wonder if they're holding that platform because there is an ending zone right directly over towards that, and that does present kill opportunities. So I'm thinking that's what they're thinking. But Dude's Night Out doesn't care. They're going for more kills, and look at those shots. Are you kidding me?
Skittles, on that last bullet, just instantly flicks away for another target there. I mean, they are just firing on all cylinders right now. Dude's Night Out want to get back into Series Z after the relegations. And no more. I would love to see it if we started season 3 and they played this aggressive, continue to be this aggressive. Verhulst has been an immense pleasure to watch as well. Here's 6XZs trying to get aggressive onto them right now. Do they know it's Dude's Night Out on the other side? I think they do, because they are backing away.
And I was cracking up earlier when you called them Dudes R Us. I thought that's another possible great team name that we may see in the future, because we should recycle some of these team names that are out, because some of them are pretty epic, and they'll eventually be partnered with somebody. But until then, pretty hilarious names. And unfortunately, we have teams like 2 Brains 1 Controller, who we thought were going to make it in, and they're not there. And also Skirt, who didn't make it through today. I was shocked to see them before this started in 4th place. Even yesterday, they were looking so high on the leaderboard. And now there's a couple teams that are looking for that spot. FMS is one of them.
Oh, and we know there's a team up top as well. So the third party is just laying in wait, waiting for these squads to trade away. But it looks like FMS might get cleaned up. That Arc Stars don't quite connect. The bubble has been used by that squad as well. All aim, no brain now. Sung by himself. Has to be careful. Pop Bottles will go ahead and join him. But there's so many nades being used now, sending them back. They have not gotten a knock quite yet as well. In the scan from above, you can see the ever-looming threat of the third party. So all aim, no brain, not overcommitting onto that. You can see there was one player above trying to peek his head in. Throughout all that, though, it looks like that's us. We're able to pick up some kills. Blight has to back off this one as he gets instantly cracked. Here's the scan with the Beast of the Hunt now as Sung pushes up. Wants to try and punish them here. but the bubbles have been used from either side. Pop Bottle's getting the knock onto Finicky. There is the trade out from Mollis now, as Blythe picks up that kill on Silence is golden, but the third party is already showing up. EXO dropping down to finish that one off. Dude's Night Out still on the hunt. This might be 6xZs ahead of them now, as Dupe has 4 kills already. They have at least 8. This is absolutely nuts, but now the herd is definitely getting thinned down. We're down to 8 full squads remaining. They've already gotten the knock onto Defeated, bringing this one down to a 3v2. What a beautiful spray. Verholz one clipping nades there with the help of Skittlecakes, though, as he will continue to push up to finish this one off. His cracked backs away. He's got the backup of his squad. Dupe will be able to finish that off. Now Dupe with 5 kills to his name, 10 overall, quite possibly for Dude's Night Out.
They're nuts. They're absolutely psycho. These guys are insane. Watch out for them in Series E on both the Open and the Pro Days, because they are not playing around right now. The bait and switching is ridiculous. Everybody's coming at the right time. The shots, they're not getting out-traded every single time. Every player's backing off to safety, and that allows you to continue the fighting, and that's why they're just steamrolling right now.
PFG, we were on board with them earlier, and now they are in the position that we were on board with Team XOXO on top of this platform. You have the Crayburn. They're eyeing another world drop. It's going to be dropping just to the west of them now, but this ring, continuing to pull over to Overlook, you do not want to accidentally give up your position. You can see another squad coming in. They've been scanned up as well. Gunch, excuse me. That said Grouch. Gunch will have to back away as he does get tagged up. You've got the Kraber here, and this is going to be an excellent weapon for them to try and evolve these blue Evo shields, but at this stage in the game, having the blue Evos is so bad. Prophet getting cracked instantly. It's the full send coming out from this squad as well. He does have the backup of his squad, but they are getting shot from every angle now. The Kraber shot rings out, does not connect. The PFG, they do take a moment to heal up now. Things are getting a little bit worrying here, as they haven't still been able to get these blues up, and Gunch is taking a lot of damage here. What does their economy look like? Do they have enough heals? Oh no, they've lost out on False. It's gonna be Skittlecakes, and oh my goodness, Dude's Night Out are in the area.
I can't wait to see what their point of view looks like as PFG is going to get full set. There it is. They're already inside the bubble. There's the double knock. There's the finish. Dupe is the only one to take damage. All he needs is an armor swap, and he's like, what, all you guys got is blue armor for me? Like, come on, I'm ready for another fight. And it's most likely going to happen. He drops that blue armor, goes to the red, and now the team sends it, and they get the full heal off.
They're instantly turning on this squad to the west as well. The nades, the only thing slowing down at this point, and Skittlecakes is just styling on them right now, going for those peeks around the corners. He's got the Kraber in hand. We got to see some great finishes earlier on. We'll see if we get another one here. Skittlecakes now pushing up with that Kraber, and it's going to force him out of cover, or I don't know, just into this squad. They're going to try and back away, misses that shot down to that team who tried to take the jump pad, hit some decent ones as they make their way across RCO, going down to Moo Man's squad. Team Echo Academy picking up those kills, stealing them really away from Dude's Night Out.
Oh, Skittlecakes is taking a lot of damage. Of course, it's a charge rifle that takes him down from long range. That should be a bubble res coming through. Got the defensive bombardment if you need it. You're completely safe because you basically killed everybody on this side, so they don't even need the bubble. But throughout all of that, because you're covering your teammate, you're trying to take some unorthodox angles, and he ends up throwing himself in the middle of the open. We'll see if they need the bubble now. Now they're going to need that bubble res, and that's why you save it in that instance.
Did you see, by the way, the bleed out time on both of those players? I believe Skittlecase was 25 seconds. That's how many times, you know, how often they've been fighting, how often they were getting knocked, but they will be able to make it out. We'll see. Clinical has something else in mind. He's on top of the sniper post for now as he's waiting to hit the ground to try and hit these shots, but they make it out, and what a huge pivot coming out from the team here, from Dude's Night Out. It just shows the multifacets of their gameplay, knowing when to call in and get out of there and safely do so.
And this is a pretty popular zone, so these teams understand which way it's going to rotate once they see this type of situation. This building is absolutely perfect. They have good angles. Their back is clear, and they can play multiple spots. So that's what Dupe's thinking. He's like, hey, why don't we go check out some other areas, clear out some rats if there are any, but you can see it's 5 full squads. So they're just kind of running around owning as much real estate as possible. And then they can figure out exactly how they want to rotate this. But look at this, the missile barrage over towards the top. 110 connecting with the nade too. Skills is nuts.
They have at least 17 kills, by the way. 5 on Skittlecakes, at least 5 on Dupe last time we checked in on him. And Verhulst has 7. That's a huge crack coming in. He's going to go for the no-scope. Doesn't quite connect there. And unfortunate that they're not able to take advantage of this. Bubble has been used top, and if he had another nade, just kind of finger roll that one in. Clinical gets the knock, but now he wants to try and send it. The lurk coming out from Skittlecakes does not connect with that shot. EMP coming out. Clinical almost getting punished there as all hell is breaking loose. Everyone wants to try and put a stop to Dude's Night Out, and it's gonna be a team effort for multiple teams. I have to imagine at this point as Dupe is trying to secure this thirst onto that down player just below him. They have lost out on Verhulst, though. We'll see if they have a mobile respawn beacon. 15 seconds left to go before the zone starts closing. There is a respawn beacon there to the northeast, but they don't have the time for it.
No, they do. They're going to bubble that and say, good luck. I hope they do. Get your boy back into the game. All right, they hit it. There it is. They went for it. You got to get them back in here. There's plenty of death boxes. Pick them up. Get back into the game. We'll see what happens. They're just trying to style on them at this point, as one of the rats actually goes down. That's pretty good for Dude's Night Out, actually.
That was Nemusona, by the way. That was the charge rifle knock earlier on to one of Dude's Night Out that put them in this position. But it looks like they are going to go ahead and try to rotate in right now. XO, they're perfect in this spot. They are in the zone, and so they're trying to get these knocks. They're trying to take out Dude's Night Out. It's been Dude's Night Out that have been just taking away all the points from the lobby. And XO want to punish them for it. Verhulst will go down.
They're down.
Skittlecakes out as well. And finally, it looks like Dude's Night Out have been slowed down. There's still one alive, I believe, for them.
Yep.
So there's still a chance that they get this W. I mean, it's pretty low, but there's still a chance.
Can't count them out quite yet. We'll see what happens, but this has been the spot for quite some time for Team XOXO. They have armor swaps up there. They're feeling good. 38 away from having the red, and it's going to be interesting to see how this one plays out. We get that nice overview of where the teams are, and it's always the teams inside the building that's going to be the problem, because you really have no idea what they're going to do.
It's 5 squads remaining. 2 rats left in this, with 3 squads up as a full. Dupe for Dude's Night Out, and you got, I believe that was Mooman. I might have seen it incorrectly there. So we'll see what the rats can produce for their squads right now, though. Team XOXO with that high ground dropping down now. Try and see if they can find that lone rat below. Turns does have the jump pad for them, allowing them to roof access, and so Duke can try and wait this one out. Never mind, it was Kubsky that's still alive for Mooman's team. No, it's a full 3 there. Who's the rat then? It's gonna be Inos?
I have no idea at this point, but this ring is closing, and XOXO's positioning is ridiculous now by taking this roof. So just holding and filtering people out is key, but also making sure if you're Malice, your bubble is the most important thing in the situation. You have to wait for a defensive bombardment before you end up using it. The last thing you want to do is get slowed, climbed up on, team flanks you, or anything along those lines. That's the only thing that's going to stop your spot. So we'll see how the teams play this one. Kubsky obviously has his. It's just a matter of when he's going to use it.
Dupe taking out Lightstar Joe. That was the other rat. We're now down to top 4 squads. Dupe again saying we are not out of this quite yet. Dude's Night Out. He has been scanned up, and he's going to pop that last ult excel. But here comes the push out from Echo Academy. EMP being used maybe in this last cluster as all of the utilities being used. XOXO losing out on 1. Here's the full send out for Sleepy Panda picking up 2. Inos goes down. Turns picks that one up, and he is the only one still alive for XOXO. Dupe is still alive throughout all of this. Is the final 2 squads remaining, though. It looks like he did go down to the ring ultimately. Echo Academy up as a full 3 here, and it's gonna be, it looks like Echo Academy, excuse me, about to take the win. ODST losing out on Trinal Tack. It should be, what is it, 3v1? 3v1 it is. Sleepy Panda the only one still alive, trying to survive the onslaught of this defensive bombardment. They just know it's gonna be a rat on the roof going down now. Try to go for the no-scope, but he will fall. Echo Academy will take this game.
There you go, Echo Academy. Definitely capable of winning a couple of games here, but Dude's Night Out, they were full sending. I think my favorite part was when Skittlecakes goes for the fly up on Valkyrie into the Kraber no scope going up the zip line. That was, if he pulled that off, I would have just put my mic down. I would have known what to do after that.
Here's the scary thing. Dupe still picked up another point. survived until the top 3, and they had a ton of kill points before that. This could still be another 30-point game for them. We're going to go ahead and take a break. When we get back, we'll have the final game of the evening after this.
It's Kellogg's, Fruit Loops, Apple Jacks, Corn Pops, Tiger Paws. They're Jumbo. Jumbo snacks, snack time heroes. Go take them on the go. Cereal, magnified, showing up for snacking time. Jumbo snacks, snack time heroes. Go take them on the go. It's Jumbo. It's for snacking. It's Jumbo snacks.
Stack Pringles flavors. Make new ones.
How much do you think Pringles paid these people?
Hardly anything.
Hey, you guys want to stack different Pringles flavors to create new flavor combos? Here, I'll go first. Pizza, barbecue, and jalapeno. The spicy barbecue pizza stack.
Get him!
Grandpa, what's going on?
Pringles. We're trapped in a Pringles commercial. They must have taken us in our sleep.
How can we get out?
We can't, Summer. They warned me this would happen, and I didn't listen.
Stack Pringles, make endless new flavors. Stacking Pringles to make new flavors. Make endless new flavor and barbecue, wavy, and sour cream and onion equals a 3-layer dip stack.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Our 4th game of the day done, and just one more left to go in our Season 3 qualifiers here for Series E. My name is Yeso, and we saw Echo Academy grabbing a win there in game number 4. Well done for them closing that one out. Still dudes night out, able to get some great points there, and it would look like Team XOXO, maybe that second squad, to have earned their spot in Season 3 of Series E. They definitely were looking strong, had a good lead on the leaderboard. We will check that leaderboard once again once we go back to Jamerson and T-Squared, but let's check out our post-game stats here for the 4th game of the day. Obviously, Pubsky leading the way there for Echo Academy. Great game from them, and look, you heard Jamerson and T-Squared talking about it. Another big performance from the DNO boys. 7 kills there for Verholst, and Dupe with over 2,200 damage. So this squad really crushing it here in qualifiers. And the question is, how big of a step up is it going to be going then into Series E? Because the way they're performing, if this is kind of what we can expect from this squad, they may be a favorite in Season 3 of Series E. But that remains to be seen. Still a lot of Apex to be played there. We haven't even scratched the surface there for Series E Season 3. But great performance here. Echo Academy grabbing the win, and just one game remains. Very tight contest there at 4th and 5th place to try and grab those final 2 slots in Season 3. We'll see how all of that shakes out after this break.
Imagine you love frosting and filling.
I do love frosting and filling.
Oh, well, imagine if there was a way to enjoy that delicious goodness anywhere, anytime, out of the toaster, out of the box, out of one of those baggy thingies, with nothing but a thin layer of foil between you and...
Pasta.
Yes, Curtis. This is a commercial about pasta.
I love it.
Frosting and filling for your pasta.
I like pesto.
I wasn't born in the spotlight. Nah. Had to grind and shine like a star on a hot night. And something about the struggle now resides in my muscles. And every trial and trouble helped to hang my hustle. Real rock stars don't chase the spotlight. It chases them.
Shake it, kiddo. Love Dad. Oh.
Kellogg's Rice Krispies Treats. A little love when it's needed.
Fruit, refreshingly sweet, but without sugar, 0 calorie treat. They're all our top flavored splash.
It's fruit freshin'. Team, it's been a grind, but I think I've aged you well. Some might say perfect. Who's ready to show 'em who's the cheesiest?
I woke up feeling the cheesiest, coach.
Cheez-It, official sponsor of the college football playoff.
Hey, shake it, kiddo. Love Dad. Oh.
Kellogg's Rice Krispies Treats. A little love when it's needed.
Last game of the night. Welcome back, guys, to Series E. No, I mean, Dude's Night Out did get slowed down just a little bit, but it was really more like, a speed bump more than anything else, as they were still able to frag out there. So let's go ahead and take a look at the Mobile One leaderboard. They had a tremendous lead heading into that game. Okay, they're at 104 points now, Tom.
Wow.
They have a 80, I don't know, not 80, 68. I can't do the math, man. I can't do the math, but a huge
I'm
lead.
not
A
interested
huge
in that
lead
either.
over all the rest of the lobby.
All I know is I'm looking over here, and I could say that they have 9 points less than what they had just overall. They started with 115, and now they have 104. That's just absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, across 4 games, they've pretty much outdone what they did in the last 3 nights ahead of them. But let's take a look at the cumulative leaderboard. The top 5. So we're keeping an eye on right now, as it's a pretty tight race. A lot of those teams are still in the running. So Vets R Us, FMS, Harbingers, and maybe even 6XZs if they have a huge pop-off game, but they need a 34-point game here. Right now, it's mostly Vets R Us and FMS and Harbingers that we're keeping an eye on. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Mobile One high-performance moment, though, of that last game. And there's so many to choose from, but it's going to be Team XO here. We thought maybe they got the win, but it was just too much pressure onto the roof, and they got taken out here as Turns drops down to the low.
And he was so close to possibly getting an armor swap right there, but he had the battery going, so he just needed half a second either way to just live and possibly do something. But it's a 3-man squad down there, Echo Academy. Nothing you can do in that type of situation. They played this one fairly well, and you always love when you're in this situation and it says that it's a 3-on-3 while you see one of the enemy players taking an Octane jump pad outside the ring and just putting themselves in the grave. So fairly easy closeout here for Echo Academy. There's nothing Sleepy Panda could even do.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember exactly how many points Dude's Night Out had heading into that game. They were in the 70s range. And so they almost did hit another 30-point game with, I think, securing 3rd place in that last game. That's absolutely insane. So Dude's Night Out, I mean, they secured the bag by all accounts. This is just a signing bonus for them, walking away with an additional $700, Tom.
It really is, but they're also showing to the rest of these, players and also the fans that they're a serious team here. I mean, they could play Apex. There's no doubt about it. They can maybe even set some records. I mean, we're 4 games in, and they're already potentially setting some records. So just great play coming out from Dude's Night Out. But we'll see what Moonshrooms is able to do. They've already finished off 2 players, and nice cleanups coming through. I mean, they've been a team that's is fairly new to Series Z, but they're doing some solid work. I wonder if they're going to hang around for the open days.
Yeah, we've been seeing them across the last 2 nights now, having pockets of some good moments, but they need to really find the follow through more than anything else. Their team fighting has been good for the most part, but here we go. Taking a look at the ring, we've been actually kind of blessed with some a lot of varied rings. I mean, what, 2 of them were on the south side. We had the Overlook ending there just beforehand, and now we're gonna have a second countdown ending, it looks like, for this game. So it's been a pretty nice varied day so far. But what hasn't been buried is just the momentum and the speed that Dudes Night Out have been playing at. But it looks like now they're going to get slowed down just a bit. Triple white armors for them on this drop over here at staging. We'll see if they can get anything better.
It's tough to fight when you are just having your default armor over here. So just going to loot up, take their time, and then make their play. Not that far from the zone. 30-30 Devotion coming in for Skittle Cakes. That would be a wild combo if it's decided to be kept. But I'm liking what everyone else is having. You have R301 3X PK over there, and R9 Wingman coming in for Verholst, who has been putting in some serious damage on the Bloodhound, doing a great job supporting. And again, one of the things that I like about them is they're doing a lot of different things with baiting and switching, covering each other's angles, just infiltration of buildings, which is a hard thing. A lot of teams kind of just struggle with, okay, there's a team in a building. We don't really know how to fight. And that's probably one of the most important things to be able to do is push a building.
All right, a team that we haven't been able to talk about as much tonight. It's been Sign Us Please, because it's been a Dudes Night Out show. It looks like they do have the bubble scan going out. Tempest did take some damage as that bubble went down a little bit late, but he will be able to heal up. And there you go. You can see why the bubble just narrowly missing. He was just on the edge there. And he's going to have a word with Wicked about that in just a moment. But it doesn't matter. Synced is going to have his teammates back and tags that team back as well. The scan's going down. As you can see, a squad over there by the diner. I imagine they want to go ahead and try and full send it onto this one. Big damage there. 70, almost cracking that blue armor. Definitely cracks that blue armor. Synced is just cracked right now.
And I would say if I was Tempest, ooh, nice shots. I don't even have time to talk about it. Tempest doesn't care. I'd be like, Wicked, you owe me a battery. Are you kidding me? What was that bubble? Nice push, though. The shots are ridiculous. There's the double knock coming in onto Tyler. And this is how you push a building. You get that initial burst, you get that initial damage, double kick the door. Everybody's over there towards that side. And now I have a huge 3v1, immediate armor swap coming through. Hit the reset immediately, and just perfect play coming out for Sign Us Please. Just a little bit of an over challenge coming in from Tyler, and gets punished immediately.
Yeah, and Sign Us Please picking up the +3 there for themselves, and they're not too far off from the zone. Remember, I believe they were over at Countdown for their drop, and so this is what we were running the last time we saw the Countdown ending. How are they going to play this? How are they going to play the early game? How aggressive will they be? This time around, they push up the skyhook, find some kills, see if they keep moving around the map right now. It's still round 1 closing, and the pace of this game has been basically the story of the entire evening. It's been non-stop action every stage of the game.
Really has, and you have that composition with what we see right now. Sign Us Please rocking the Bloodhound Gibraltar Octane. It's just such an aggressive comp that you get a chance to immediately push with the launch pad and with the scans, and then the bubble over towards the door if you need it. And if you get an initial knock, you're gonna immediately send. Every team has showed that so far, no matter who you are. And these teams that are sitting over towards the top just have been able to execute a little bit better. I'm really curious what's going on with, I would say, Harbingers and FMS. I'm really interested to see where kind of positioning they're taking and how they're going to play this one, because those are the teams that really have to step it up.
We saw the balloon being taken over there, and Sick Drift OP in a fight at Countdown, but it doesn't seem like Sign Us Please decided to drop right on top of them. Skittle Cakes, Dudes Night Out are here. They got the knock onto Sushi. Linzar and Infidelity backing away into this office, but they've got scanned up, and here's the full squad coming in. Dudes Night Out looking to continue their reign of dominance on this lobby. They're literally just running through the entire lobby right now.
They are, and they're looking for more, because that's the thing is, once the looks like Dupe was doing the gray arm challenge. He's like, gray armor challenge. He's like, hey, you know what? maybe even no armor challenge. Let's just send it that fast. As Cyrus Please is trying to lay some damage down over towards the side. Sync does take a decent amount. He's gonna have to pop a battery here very shortly. That means Wicked's gonna go and take his position, and head glitch for the opportunity if anyone pushes outside the window. But they are fairly split, so looks like they are going to just fall back just temporarily because they want to be able to use the bubble if they actually need it. So no kill opportunities there. Going to grief the bounce pad and just dip out.
Remember, Sign Us Please almost got the win the last time it pulled over here to Countdown. They played it a little bit slower. They just got, of course, the ring information early on and just held the building to the northeast of them on the other side of Countdown. Now they're just waiting. Dude's night out. They know that they're on the other side. They want, you know, to see the crack going down, and there it is, the Arc Star connecting from Tempest, but the quick res coming out from Dude's night out, and you can see Dupe has to check that door for his squad as Skittlecakes does heal up. On the other side, Sign Us Please should know that with that bubble going down, that fast res was there for them, so they're not going to push off of it quite yet, but they're chomping at the bit for this moment to try and stop the momentum of Dude's night out.
The foothill comes through. Synced actually finds himself in a skirmish over towards the side. He's going to get a knock onto I Knowles. And what's so impressive from Dude's night out is that you see the knock, and by the time that we have to just that half a second that we switch over to the screen and take a look at All Aim No Brain, they're already getting the res. So that's just how good they are and how fast they are at recovering as the finish is going to come in on a Trinal. There's some big kills from All Aim No Brain.
Over here at Sorting Factor, we have got to fight. U.S. Army Esports are going to be able to take out Renegade and his team. And this is still just ring number 1, so they can take their time looting here. U.S. Army Esports, I believe, currently 3rd overall, with the Vets R Us in 2nd. Not overall, I mean for tonight. For tonight's games here. They're making their way on in. So it's a race for 2nd at this point, as it's mathematically impossible to catch up to Dude's night out at this point, but that $300 bonus could be nice, as it looks like Synced has gotten himself into a fight. It's Moonshrooms once again, really the first one to go down there. Barely Asian taking a lot of damage. Nemusono was on the lurk somewhere. There was a team inside Harvester. The bubble res looks like coming out for them as well, as Dude's night out. Dupe is going for the white armor challenge.
He is. I was wondering if he was doing that. He's actually just doing a bunch of swaps in this instance because they know which way the zone's going to pull, and they played it really well, like you were talking about before, and they're completely comfortable in the sync situation. So here's a big fight for Harbingers. They need to win this one. Looks like they're just hunting down a rat over towards the side. It's actually a full team, as Namatu just taken out. You can see towards the snake on the player outlines, 2 players guarding each door, but Clinical's taking a ton of damage, so they have to reset. I love that thirst right there from Whites. Now they can reset over here and figure out how they want to break into these doors.
Yeah, you asked for it, Tom. You got it. We are seeing what the Harbingers are doing now, playing on the edges. We saw a little bit of that in the last game as well. Here's Echo Academy going for the full send on in. The Spitfire, though, doesn't get the kill, as Echo has to back off into the bubble, gets the knock onto Wizzy, and now they back away. They do trade away for 1, and Moonman might actually go down, as All Aim No Brain are trying to go in as well for the 3rd party. This Puddles on that sniper post, along with Sung, will be able to clean them up. And so that is one more team gone. We're down to 11 here, as All Aim No Brain picking up at least 5 kills to their name. Now, maybe it's time for things to slow down. No, it's not, as it looks like Harbingers might have gotten finished off. There might be 1 player left actually for them. Here's Vets R Us full sending it now onto this squad. They were a little bit disconnected, but it's Crummy who is caught out without the rest of his team quite there. We saw some very clutch silences coming out from Kimchi Lee last night. Now it's Dude's night out on the backside of a fight here, as it's only Skittlecakes up. Verhulst is bleeding out on the ground, stuck on the high ground, will get thirsted by Moon.
Imagine with Valkyrie's ult that your teammate's knocked, he like climbs down, you just ultimate out of there and bring your teammate with you that's down. That'd be some next level.
Why not?
Might as well, strong enough already. But
like they tether themselves, right? They tether each other. Like there's that little rope string wire thing.
Right.
We do have a res off in this distance, and you know, Vets RS do spot that out. Do they want to get aggressive? I mean, they are a team that's on the bubble, but it looks like they're a team that wants to continue to stay aggressive. They are running that Revenant, the ultimate excel going off for Kimchi Lee right now. There's a squad there. This is almost basically the prime opportunity. You have the high ground, you can set up the death totem here, have the jump pad, and there's no way you can really get challenged, but never mind. Kimchi Lee says, no, I'm just gonna go ahead and push in with it. He's got that wingman out, already cracked that arm shield, hit for the purple as well.
He's waiting.
That's why they do not have the death totem quite yet, 9% off.
Yep, super close. They're just waiting for this opportunity. And I like what you're thinking. Go over towards this high ground. Everybody stagger over here. You have your opportunity to go and push this one. It should be fairly straightforward. All you're looking for is a knock, possibly a finish. Then you reset and enter that fight again.
Another res coming out, actually, as you can see there. So that's the second res coming out. Or was that just Dude's Night Out getting out of danger? You got the quick movement out as well. So yeah, there's going to be Skittle Cakes actually moving out. I thought it looked so big. Skittle Cakes looked so large in the sky there. I thought it was a res, but was never able to recover the banner. And that's very unfortunate because he's got the mobile respawn beacon there.
I want to know if Vets R Us is going to send it towards that team. They are. So there's the full send. There's the finish possibly on this. Actually, just a knock onto Blight. And they're going to keep going. They're looking for some more. There's the stagger coming in from Strictly. Crummy gets sent back. The heal comes in from Kimchi. They're resetting over there. And that's 2 down. Just perfect plays coming out. Crummy's now anchoring, looking for the last player alive. All 3 players are going to drop. You called for it, Jamerson. Get over towards the top. Use your advantages when they come up. They were just being patient, waiting for that. And just those extra kill points right there could be enough to get them into Series E. We'll see.
I loved how Crummy just took a look at the death totem, was like, can I do this a second time? Please, I want to go back. I want to get in on this, but realizing he couldn't. Yeah, you said it yourself. It was perfect. He just plays that anchor at that point as the rest of his team had already sent it there. Vets R Us. They should have about 5 kills. We'll see. But they are continuing to hold on to this aggression, and I like it. You know, with a lot on the line, they're not afraid to get aggressive here. This is a great sign to see coming out from the squad. Sign us, please, though. They have definitely secured their spot. Moon gets the knock onto Wicked here, and he was the Gibraltar. Dude's Night Out, of course. We're the team that were in that position to the southeast before, but now it looks like Sign Us Please are about to get sandwiched by 2 squads. Full send coming on out. They're trying to get the thirst onto them. Shroom gets taken out. Tempest picks that one up. The Moon will answer back now. Moon Shrooms getting some revenge on to Sign Us Please. They're knocked out in top 8, but they should have secured their spot here in Series E. Moon Shrooms, though, still trying to make a name for themselves after 2 nights of competition. Definitely turning some heads at the very least. But here's Team XO. XO also trying to stamp their ticket into Season 3 of Series E.
Yeah, you don't want to, just let this last game be a goose egg. So I love that XOXO is still in this one, even though mathematically they could have potentially dropped a bomb. But Gibby's the last player alive, and now Moon coming through. He did so much damage before. And they're going to get that finish off again. Moonshrooms has been playing spoiler, and this has probably been their best game so far.
We'll be able to get the res. Still need to recover the banner of Shroom, and they have the res, by the way, right there in the middle of Countdown. It's just, can they safely do so? With 6 squads, 13 players left, there are only a few squads that are up as a full 3 right now. Moonshrooms could be one of them very shortly here, and yeah, instantly pivoting over for that respawn. We'll throw that one down. We'll see if it's going to be safe to do so. He won't have his bubble on landing, but his box is at least behind some cover for himself.
What a teammate. Doesn't even loot the box there. I would have probably, taken some meds, maybe an extra health kit, something, Yeah, I can't. Nothing's free over here, Jamerson. You got to tax a little bit. No cells, no nothing.
Respawn
I mean,
tax.
I can't believe that's respawn tax. I don't know. Personally, I play with 2 cell respawn tax. I'm taking 2 cells off your body.
All right, FMS has been a little bit quiet here, and this is another team that's been on the bubble, backing away. What did Moz get hit by? It almost seemed like a truck. Here's PFG, though, on the high ground. Does not have the angle to try and get that knock, unfortunately. No nades to throw in. You got to imagine here, as they're playing on top of the train tracks. We haven't seen this circle in quite some time. It should basically be ending just to the north of him here, on the scaffolding, I guess you could call it, just to the north of them. But yeah, we're seeing PFG playing this one super slow. That's Skittle Cakes. That's Skittle Cakes. He's still alive.
I mean, we saw it before. Dupe's doing some great jobs as a rep. Prophet taking a ton of damage. Are you kidding me? I'm not sure who that was that got the knock right
Skittle.
there. As we take a look at, was that Skittle? across the map.
With the Kraber.
Oh my goodness. With the Kraber. He's still alive.
Here's a full send out from Kimchi, and Vets Are Us as they're not going to go ahead and send it. Trying to push it into that office building now, especially with 20 seconds left to go. Maybe they go for a second try. It was the first pass there. No, they're turning around as Crummy did take a lot of damage there. And so, unfortunate for them is it becomes difficult when you don't have that bubble for that push. And so, right now, Vets R Us are going to bide their time. They can try and just squeeze this team, play the gatekeep. As Skittle still has this Kraber in hand. It seems like he's just been landing shots because you're seeing these players. Oh my goodness, Kimchi Lee narrowly holding onto his head there, but I love the way Skittles is playing this.
These shots look good to me. I'm not sure what's going on with these hitboxes over here. Somebody needs to look at those skins and see if those are pay-to-win skins or something like that. Skittle Cake's looking solid over here, and this train cart has its back completely clear. So all these teams that have to push in will then eventually get gate capped through as Vets R Us gets that finish on the Moon. That's pretty big. Crummy gets the armor swap throughout all this, strictly hitting a battery. Crummy is so weak, but he's still stemming into the fight throughout all of this. Has the bubble. Bubble's not in the zone, though. So they're in a little bit of an awkward situation as the zone is starting to tick now. These rocks should be fair, safe cover for now, but that was a little bit of a scary situation for Crummy. He was taking a lot of damage.
Yeah, it's just 2 knocks over here, and they need to secure this now, and they will be able to get that at the very least and hunt down the rest of this team. So I love the call from Vets R Us. They tried to full send. They met some resistance, backed off, and just played Gatekeeper now. We're down to 5 squads, 11 players remaining. So it should be 2 rats, I believe, left in this lobby. Skittles is still up. Don't know who the other rat is. Yeah, Skittles is there still on top of the train tracks. You can see continuing to pull away now over towards the center of this zone here for zone number 5. He's got 3 shots left, Tom, and we'll see if he can get some more kills for his team. Dude's night out throughout all of that, still have at least 5 kills. This is a crazy 5 games for them.
You want to hit these shots just for practice sake, and you know you're not going to really, get much out of it if you get the knock, but the best thing to do would obviously try to use that on a rotation. So I would expect Skittle to take his shot, if not multiple shots around that, 10-second area, coming up in about 10 seconds. So he's going to try to lay some initial damage down, figure out how he's going to rotate, and then try to own this left-hand side.
Oh, hits for the 123, puts the fear of God into that Gibraltar there, but now he's got to start hoofing it. He does have that Valkyrie ult once again to use. Going for a little bit of a pit stop here to pick up some additional loot. Probably needs meds more than anything else, but imagine if he takes this win. I would love to see it. Dude's night out. Trying to get another win here, but looks like the rats have been kind of funneled into each other. And there it is. Oh, Lazy is down there, and Skittlecase trying to push after him. He's got the Kraber, misses that shot. Does have to be careful here. Now drop down to about 130 HP. Does have the bat and will be able to heal that one up. Zone closing in behind him, and he misses out on the opportunity. Now we are down to the top 4 squads as Crummy was the one that picked up. Oh, Lazy's and oh boy, Skittlecakes tried to go for that Valkyrie ult, but he got full sent on as he drops down now as that Kraber out in hand. This player has to be careful because it is still a Kraber. It can take you out with that headshot. Here comes Vets R Us with the full push out. You see, Strictly hasn't taken that death totem yet, and he's just been playing the anchor in the back for his squad. If he wants to, he can go. But as you can see, there's just so much being used over there. He's going to wait that one out. Now he will take it. Buying time for his team to try and full heal up. Here comes the send out from Strictly. He's got the PK out. Not hitting for much quite yet. It's just a matter of time now as he goes to the peak. Hits for the 64. It takes the 3v1 challenge, but he gets sent back for it. We'll go ahead and heal up as a defensive bombardment along with those missile swarms going down on top of him.
Skittles still alive.
Max on the wrong side of this. And yeah, Skittles is still alive, Tom.
And he's chucking Cobras into the freaking door over here. Look at these thermites. Everyone's terrified of Skittles. Blocking it down with his probably 1 Kraber shot. Who knows if he even has any ammo left.
I believe he got his last shot off and got a knock throughout all of that onto one of the players. Might have been silenced as golden. He does get taken out by False. It's the final 3 squads, 3v3v1 as Crummy pushes in. Now here's the bait and switch you were talking about with the knock onto Moss, but they do lose out on Crummy. Fast res out. They do have the gold bag res as well, but now the zone is closing in on them. As Skittlecake still moving about. He's dropped that Kraber, does not have a secondary weapon, and he is just going full on guerrilla warfare, hoping for the exchanges, but there is none. Vets are us. We'll take out FPG, and Skittlecakes will full send it on to him. Oh my goodness, he got the knockdown to Strictly. He's trying to secure the thirst for the armor swap, but he's not going to be able to get it. Skittlecakes, I love you for everything you did in this game. Congratulations for securing your spot in Series E. What a way to end it. Vets are us. Take the win here in the final game of the night.
If only there was more bullets in the Spitfire. Maybe we should get some more. Respawn, what do you think? 50 is not enough.
What a entertaining way to end the night, and to see some great performances coming out from Dudes Night Out and Vets Are Us. We're going to take one last break, and when we get back, we'll be able to see who the top 5 are, who's going to make it into Series E Season 3 right after this.
Welcome back, everybody. Yeso here, and all of our qualifier games are done. We are doing the math in the back, but our 5 teams have been locked in here for season number 3. An exciting bit of action here through these past 2 weeks. It has been an absolute blast, and we see Vets Are Us capping it off with a win there to close out night 4 of our qualifiers. And it's starting to smell like a little bit of season 3 crummy there, with Vets Are Us coming in strong this week. Let's check out our post-game stats here for the 5th game of the day, our last qualifier here for season 3. Strictly leading the way there for Vets Are Us, but mixed bag here up on the board. Moonshrooms getting on there with the kill lead. 6 there for Moon, and Skittlecakes. We got a very good look at Skill there with that Kraber in those late circles, doing work, hitting some banger shots there. Looked really strong. Tried to grab Dudes Line out, their 3rd win of the night. He wasn't able to do it, but still 2,600 damage. DNO looking like a strong contender here heading into season 3. Great performance from them. That's going to do it for me tonight, folks. I'm going to head out, but we still have Jamerson and T-Squared on the other side of this break to hit our leaderboard and see just who made it in to season 3 of Series E. We'll see you right after this break.
I wasn't born in the spotlight. Nah. Had to grind and shine like a star on a hot night. And something about the struggle now resides in my muscles. And every trial and trouble helped to hang my hustle. Real rock stars don't chase the spotlight. It chases them.
Stack Pringles flavors. Make new ones.
How much do you think Pringles paid these people?
Hardly anything.
Hey, you guys want to stack different Pringles flavors to create new flavor combos? Here, I'll go first. Pizza, barbecue, and jalapeno. The spicy barbecue pizza stack.
Get him!
Grandpa, what's going on?
Pringles. We're trapped in a Pringles commercial. They must have taken us in our sleep.
How can we get out?
We can't, Summer. They warned me this would happen, and I didn't listen.
Stack Pringles, make endless new flavors. Stacking Pringles to make new flavors. Make endless new flavors. Barbecue, wavy, and sour cream and onion equals a 3-layer dip stack.
Welcome back, guys, to Series E. That was the end of our qualifiers. Our top 5 teams have been secured and locked in. And what a day it's been, especially for a team like Dudes Night Out, who, I mean, no surprise, really. They had a 70-some-odd point lead heading into that last game. Is the signing bonus for them. Let's take a look at the Mobile One leaderboard to see who the other 4 squads will be to fill it out. But overall tonight, it is Dudes Night Out that take the overall win, $700 bonus signing money for them. But it's Vets Are Us who come in second place, take the additional $300. So they've earned $1,000 over the last 2 nights. And with these 2 nights of performances coming out from them, this should be a secured spot for them. Also, shout out to United States Army Esports. We saw some great moments out from them throughout the night. But I mean, taking a look at these point totals, it really does show what happened. It was Dudes Night Out, just absolutely dominating the lobby.
Just a record-breaking pace there for Dudes Night Out. There's nothing that you could do with these other teams when they're just full sending at you from every advantage that you could get. We saw teams like Sign Us Please immediately get wiped. I think it was in game number 1 because of the aggression that they had. So congratulations to Dudes Night Out. But I'm really curious to see who kind of made it in for that last spot, because I think that it comes down to FMS and Harbingers. And right now, FMS leading them by 1 point. So
yeah, that's the most important part right now. Taking a look at the cumulative leaderboard, Dudes Night Out, of course, secured their spot. It's Team XOXO as well. And Sign Us Please, after 3 days of playing, secure their spot. And Vets Are Us, after 2 days of playing, only 10 points off from what Sign Us Please were able to do. And it was ultimately FMS with an 8-point lead over Harbingers that secure their spot into Series E Season 3, Tom.
Amazing plays overall from all these teams that made it in. And unfortunately for Harbingers and Skirt, as well as CHR, which I think some good things are coming up for all of these teams. Let's take a look at the Mobile One high-performance moment of that final game. And there was a lot of styling going on from Skittles at the very end. He gets that knock in the 1 versus 3 Jamerson, but he just couldn't get this armor swap to finish it off.
He tried. It's so difficult when, you know, the knock shield is just so much, and that's just beautiful. That's what the Spitfire does. And it's like, hey, there's a jump pad here, and he full sends it on to him, gets it. He got a shield bounce, I guess. I don't even know what to call that tech. You don't get to see things like that often here, almost taking out Strictly, but what a beautiful moment for Skittles at the end.
And I thought he was done for once he tries the Valkyrie all over towards the train side. He takes out the Kraber, looks up, dares the player to go and challenge him, but instead he lives and he ends up getting second place overall. So a really nice job. We saw, you know, Duke pulling off some things as a solo too. So we saw a lot of different aspects of Dudes Night Out's game, and now they get to get partnered with one of these awesome partners that we have.
Yeah, I hope we get to continue to see this level of aggression coming out from Dudes Night Out. Dupe and Skittles has been fantastic. I also loved what we got to see out of Verhulst throughout all the qualifying nights. I mean, this entire team were just firing on all cylinders basically tonight, and it was fantastic to see. So congratulations to Dudes Night Out on that plus 700 and also securing your spot in Series E. That is going to do it for us, though, but make sure, of course, you're following on the channel because those 5 squads still need to get drafted into our partnered teams, and we will have draft day coming up shortly, but also more Apex coming up. We've got our 10K Invitational, where the top 4 teams from Season 2 will be facing off against some amazing pro squads and some content creator squads, so keep an eye out for that. That will do it for us, though, so I hope you guys all have a great weekend. Stay safe. We'll see you guys for draft day.